WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
You're live.
The Larry Steinhouse Show.
All right, everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the Larry Steinhouse Show. We're coming to you live from the vibrant headquarters of Investor Schooling in beautiful Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm thrilled to be back with you. Ready to dive into another exciting week of financial education that's fun and accessible for everyone. But not Omri, because he didn't even show up.
He didn't even tell us he wasn't showing up.
He didn't tell us he didn't show up. He just didn't show up.
Yeah.
So this week we're exploring innovative ways to boost your financial income, from mastering real estate investing and stock options trading to navigating the stock market and supercharging your retirement funds. We have a wealth of knowledge to share. If you have any questions on your mind, don't hesitate to call. I guess we have to dub in his voice again, right?
We'll have to dub, yeah. So, are you ready, Glenn? Glenn's not ready.
Oh, okay, fine.
No, I'm ready. I didn't know you were calling for
Okay.
it. You want it?
Don't hesitate to call us at
855-939-1137.
I don't even know if I want to hear his voice. I'm
Are you not
trying
upset?
right now.
939-1137.
Omri's too busy
us
being a
at
dad.
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. I won't stop. That's 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
All right. We're here to tackle your money matters, financial queries, or anything else you want to discuss, including current events. And remember, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment, say hi, so we know you're tuned in. All right, joining me today is my fantastic co-host, the brilliant Dr. Deb.
Your favorite fantastic.
My favorite fantastic co-host.
Your favorite fantastic.
Dr. Deb.
Yep, very good.
And who's missing in the empty chair?
Where's Omri?
The empty chair was supposed to be filled by Omri, and he didn't even text us.
Yeah, he didn't text us.
He can't come, doesn't even call us, he can't come. He just doesn't show up. Maybe he was deported.
Oh, don't say stuff like that. What's wrong with you?
Well, he is an immigrant.
Well, he is legal, though.
Yeah, I know.
He's a legal immigrant.
Yeah, but maybe they made a mistake.
Oh, shut up. You're so bad. You're terrible.
And, of course, we have Glenn Page is ready to take your calls and get you on the air to discuss all things finance, real estate, the stock market, and so much more. Don't wait. Give us a call at
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Call us at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. I won't stop. That's 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
All right, the Larry Steinhouse Show is proudly powered by Investor Schooling, where we reveal financial insights that can genuinely transform your life.
Reveal.
What?
Reveal. That's an interesting word to use for this. Reveal.
Oh, is that so? You interrupted me just because you want to?
Well, Omri's not here to interrupt me, so I get to talk now. So
Really?
It's just a fun thing. I get to interrupt you.
We reveal.
Yes, go ahead.
Is that a good word for you?
It's just an interesting word.
It's ChatGPT. What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you. I expect better from ChatGPT.
Every week I'm doing a new intro written by ChatGPT.
All right.
And this is what they came up with the word reveal this time.
All right.
So here, you want me to compliment ChatGPT? Hold on. Debbie really liked
I don't know.
The word reveal.
I didn't say I like the word reveal. I just think that's an interesting choice of words for
Debbie
this.
really liked the word reveal. Hold on.
I said it's an interesting choice of words.
Hold on.
Did you really put that in there?
Yeah, but here's the really weird part.
It says what?
I'm not logged in, so it actually says, I'd love to assist you with this. However, you've hit the limit of free messages. Consider upgrading to premium to go limitless. So I have a premium account, but I didn't log in. Isn't that funny? So I didn't even have the fun I was going to have. All right, anyway, wherever I was, if you want to go to Investor Schooling, how do you get there?
InvestorSchooling.com.
There you go, InvestorSchooling.com. So
I don't have the same pizzazz.
right. So basically,
as when Omri says it.
Debbie ruined my intro that was written by ChatGPT.
Go ahead, finish your intro.
No, it's too late now.
Finish your intro.
No, I don't.
I want to hear your intro.
I just don't want to do it.
Finish your intro.
No, I'm not doing
I'll walk over there and do it for you. Finish your intro. Finish the intro.
Fine. The Larry Steinhouse Show is proudly powered by Investor Schooling, where we reveal financial insights that can genuinely transform your life. Our focus is on practical learning, equipping you with essential skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax-saving strategies, and the keys to achieving financial freedom. While we're based in Bucks County, our online courses are connecting eager investors from coast to coast. Ready to take the plunge? You like the word plunge too?
Take the plunge. Okay, whatever.
Ready to take the plunge? RSVP for a free class this Thursday night at investorschooling.com. Let's embark on this journey to financial success together, starting off the week right.
I think
okay?
everything was fine. It's just the word reveal will reveal things to you. It's not like we're revealing them. We're talking to you about them. That's why I'm saying it's not the right word.
Look, here's the cool part. The cool part is we have a caller already.
Oh, all right.
So we don't. We could go right into politics too.
Okay.
What's going on, John?
Yes, Larry.
What's happening, man? Talk to me.
Yeah, Larry, listen, I need help. My head is going to explode. I can't take... Maybe you can set me straight.
Well, maybe you should take it out of the vice then.
Right, listen. I purposely listen to a liberal talk station, WURD, 900 AM. The host's name is Peterson. I'm having my dinner, and guess what? He's saying, do not... the Harvard University situation, he's saying, do not let Trump tell you what to teach the kids. What are you talking about? Are you crazy? He's not telling you what to teach. He's telling you it's a problem. You don't let Jewish kids go to the classroom, and the kids have to hide. What is that all about?
So,
can you explain that to me? Harvard University, what would happen if there'll be black students?
Okay,
Tell me, what would happen?
I just want to say one thing to Glenn. I think this is a caller we had who cursed a little bit. So just
is this last week? The same guy from last week?
So Glenn, just be on alert in case.
Are you the guy we had hung up on last week because you kept
Yes,
using?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
John, I talked to you about
John, if
Boeing, man. Boeing's kicking ass.
John,
Oh, come on.
well, he could say that, but he can't.
Come on.
But that's it,
You
right?
can't say that.
He
Boeing is
He
kicking
can't say
it.
that. Can you say that or no? I don't even know. But look,
Yeah,
I know it was
yeah,
great.
he
It was a
can
great
say-
play. I
he
told
can
you it was a
say
great
that.
play. But John,
Dude,
what?
one more curse, dude. One more curse.
Oh, you
and
gotta
that's
get him
it.
out. Yeah. All right.
That's it,
John,
okay.
John, I really like to talk to you, but you got to understand we're on the radio, and the radio station can get fined because they let you continue to talk, right? And I love you. You're awesome. You're a great guy. You have such passion.
Really?
But you got to keep your mouth shut. Got it?
Right.
All right? All right.
Yes.
So let me tell you what my thought is on Harvard. I think if you're a Jew and you went to Harvard the last 2 years, you should sue them for your tuition back. That's what I think. I think every single one of those people should sue them, not only for their tuition, but for damages as well. How dare they allow these people, to threaten people who paid $100,000 a year to attend a college, and now you got this guy. Now you got some guy. He has a $500,000 Harvard education, and all he could do is scream "Free Palestine." I mean, come on. That's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So seriously, I still can't believe that there isn't class action lawsuit. But you know what the problem is, right? Most of the Jews right now, they're all, oh yeah, well, we should free Palestine because it's the right thing to do.
No,
this is terrible.
No, so I'm
killing people. Are you kidding me?
So I was a little frustrated with this because my kid goes to college. She goes to Penn State, and they were having all kinds of things, Free Palestine, all that crap there, and she was getting scared to go to her classes because she's a Jew and we all wear mug and Davids and the Star
Well, it's
Davids.
unacceptable.
Yeah,
You're
so
America.
yeah, so she had asked me
You're not
what
in
to
India or Pakistan.
yeah, so she had asked me what to do, and I'm just like, stay away and don't get involved because that's about just go to your classes, stay away and don't get involved because that's the safest thing for her to do. But it's so this is very close to my heart. So I have to say how happy and excited I was that they were freezing financially to Harvard. I thought it was
me too.
fantastic. I'm
Me
so
too.
happy. So happy. And what's interesting is I had a couple friends over the other day.
And Columbia.
Yeah,
if you went to Columbia too, you should be suing Columbia University as well.
So I had a couple of friends of mine over the other day, and they're both very staunch Democrats, and I usually keep politics pretty much off the table, and I couldn't help it. I let something slip about the whole Harvard thing and how excited I was about it, and she just gave me a look of death, and then and I just kind of chuckled, and then we went back to our whatever conversation.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So.
Absolutely
Why can
terrible.
they say it our way? Are you kidding me? They're putting kids in the ovens. They go over the border, kill Jews because you're Jewish.
Yeah.
Isn't that racism?
No, you can't be.
You're
First of all,
racist,
you do
dude.
understand, John. You can't be a racist unless you're white and you're talking about a black person. Don't you know the definition of racism?
So it doesn't work the other way. Just because somebody's
it's
Jew,
unbelievable.
you're gonna threaten them.
Unbelievable.
That's not racist, huh?
No.
I tell you, I need
I'm
mental
kidding,
health,
but yeah, I
man.
mean,
Go to a chicken
it's
hospital.
scary. It's scary. It really is.
And people just sit around. This guy, Peterson, he cannot be stupid. He's got a radio show for a couple of years, and people listen to him, and it doesn't bother them.
Well, you don't
Come
understand.
on.
You got to understand, right? I used to find it comical that people said that Democrats had a mental disorder. Now it's not comical; it's absolutely true.
It's sad.
Their
now.
brain
It's
is
sad.
so wired, so wrong that they want to go to they want to go to foreign countries and take back people that are M13 M13.
My God, I just give him $5,000 credit card for spend. Yeah.
And bring them back because this is what they want to stand on. Honestly, listen, if any Democrat gets elected at any time after this, then this country has nothing. It can't possibly continue, and it's just insane. I mean, if you're so upset that Elon Musk is finding fraud that you have to scratch someone else's Tesla,
It's not a crazy thing.
you're out of your
Elon Musk is
mind.
doing everybody a favor.
Yeah,
And
you're
they
just out
said,
of your
why
mind.
does Elon Musk have so much power? His boss hired him to do the job.
It doesn't even matter.
His boss
It's more.
told him to do it.
It's more like really scratching somebody else's Tesla is going to make you feel better about
Yeah.
and then wait. So I'm scratching the Tesla because I want to punish Elon Musk. First of all, you're punishing the owner of the car, and second of all, that person has to bring that car to Tesla because Tesla's the only one's going to fix it, and they got to pay the Tesla dealer to fix it. So why don't you just say it out loud? I'm going to scratch this car so Elon Musk can make more money. I mean,
stupid ass.
Right? It just
What's
it
another
blows
thing
my
that
mind.
burns me up? I asked 2 teenagers. I said, "Listen, you try to tell me that nothing that Trump does you like," and they said, "Yes, there's nothing I like." So I said, "Tell me what you don't like." Guess what the answer? Both people said the same answer.
He's
which
a
means they're just
racist.
repeating what they hear on the news. You know what they said? He plays golf.
He plays
Are you
golf.
kidding me?
He plays
And I'm
golf. That's
telling
funny.
him, when you play golf, you talk business. My brother got a
Well, even that,
$240,000 job because
even that, he
played
plays
with
golf.
some guys.
That's all they could say is he plays golf. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's all they could say. And you don't see all the other stuff that the man does. The man works 16 hours a day.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Anyway, John.
Pope's funeral. I bet you he's working at the funeral. He's talking to the leaders of the world.
Hey, John. All right, slow down, John.
He's
'cause-
not there only
John,
for the funeral.
John, slow down, man. We're
Yes?
gonna move on. But you know what? Thank you for only cursing once.
Twice.
Wait, he did it twice. We got him again?
I'm trying to.
He said ass twice.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, John.
Larry, 175.50 puts. What do you think?
I actually think it's not a bad play. 175.
Maybe
175 points.
165,
Not a-
170 to be placed sure.
165. 165 would definitely be a better play. But 165
About
might not be.
170. I'll settle on
On
Wait,
what?
170.
wait.
I got almost-
I'm sorry. You're going to sell the put or are you going to buy the put?
I'm going to sell the put.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
going
right.
to get
Yeah,
at
okay.
least 5 points.
Yeah, if you're buying the put, that's not a good
buffer.
play. But yeah, that might not be a bad play. 165 sell on the put might not be a bad play at all.
On
But
what?
On
Yes,
BA.
yes.
Why don't you say BA?
He
On
did.
Boeing.
Oh, I didn't hear him say anything.
He did. So
Moving on.
So I told you last week. I told you Boeing was the play, right?
I did make money on Boeing.
Good.
I think I sold the 167.50s.
All right. So here's the
Just kept on
question.
going up.
So here's my question.
I
How
sold
much
the
money
put.
did you make?
About 3,000.
Okay. So how come we didn't get into a car to investor schooling and learn more about this?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. How do you get, what did you say, 18% or something? How do you do that?
Come
I
to
mean, I
come to
sold the
investor
weekly
schooling.
puts.
Come to investor schooling. I'm
You
gonna
sell
teach you how
the
to do
monthly
it.
ones, right?
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I'm selling covered calls.
I do
Greatest
the
way to
weekly
play.
puts.
Greatest play.
Yeah. You sell the monthly ones, right?
Yeah, I sell monthly because that way I can pull out a check at the end of the month. I'm using it to live on. I'm actually, well, I'm shouldn't say I'm using it to live on, but I'm pretending I'm using it to live on because I actually put 50 grand into account, and every month I pulled out between 3,500 and 5 grand, and I wanted to be able to prove that you could put 50 grand in an account and pull out 3,500 to 5 grand every month, and not lose your 50 grand. So,
all right then. Hey, nice talking to you.
So take care, John. Talk to you soon. All right, let's go to Anna. She has a question about real estate, which is much better than John's question.
How you doing, Larry?
All right, Anna. Did John keep you entertained?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, you had an ad on this week that said keep you in your home, but we didn't get the site to get to you. Would you repeat that?
Lev27.org. Lev, Lev 27.
L-E-V-E?
Leve, and the number 27.
Oh, L-E-V.
Lev, yeah.
Wait, so is this So real quick, is this for you want to come to the event?
Well, is it an event? I don't know. What it is. Would you tell us then?
Okay, so actually, I don't know where your microphone is, but you're really muffled. But so here's the deal. So we have a charity called Lev 27, and the charity helps people stay in their homes. So people, let's say people are renting, and life happens. Maybe somebody's living paycheck to paycheck, and they've been paying their rent every month, but all of a sudden something really bad happened. Maybe they got into a car accident, maybe they got sick, maybe their wife got sick, and they needed to take some. They couldn't go to work for a little while, but everything's fine now, and they can go to work, but they got a month or two behind. So what we would do is we would step in, we would pay a month or two of rent, we'd pay any legal fees if there was, if the landlord had already filed for eviction, and we'll keep them in their house under the condition that they can continue to pay their rent and that the landlord will keep them. So the charity is called lev27.org, lev27.org. And, obviously anybody's listening, we would love donations, of course. We also have a charity event coming up on June 11th, which is it's at a local brewery. We're paying for all the food. We're paying for all the beer. You could come for free. If you want, you just go to lev27.org. You can click a button and you can sign up for it. If you want to leave a donation for your ticket, you can, but the ticket's free. So, yeah, is that what you were calling about, or you were calling about something else?
I know about that, but what about a home? If you have a home, is it the same thing?
So your problem is a mortgage? Is that the situation?
Right. If you get behind and, they want to foreclose on you.
Yeah, all right. So we really can't, because most likely that's going to be a lot more than a month or two to get you back. Because if you're already getting foreclosure papers, then, notices you're at least 3 months behind, and we just don't have the means to do that. I may be able to help you in other ways. So I'll tell you what, why don't you do this? Leave your phone number with Glenn. Leave your phone number with Glenn. Even a better idea. You know what? Well, leave your phone number with Glenn. I'll call you back, and we could talk privately to see if there's something I can do to help you. It may not be it may not be giving you money, but it may be at least to try to get you in the right direction of what to do with your home.
Okay. Would that be today? I don't want to miss your call.
So you know what? It's okay. It might be today, but here's also the number you just called, the 855 number. You could reach me at that number also after the show. So in other words, that'll go to my cell phone after the show. So if you need to call me, if you want to call me back, if you want to call me back at 3:30 today, that's okay. You can call me back at 3:30 today, and if I don't answer, just leave a message so I'll know to call you back. All right?
I sure will. Thanks so
much.
All right,
and good luck. I hope it's something that we can help you resolve.
Okay, so appreciate it.
You got it. Take care. All right. So those always make me sad.
Yeah, it's hard.
When
it's hard
somebody's in a situation like that,
Yeah.
and you can't. I don't want to ask too many questions.
She hung up. Tell her to call back so I can get her number.
She'll call me back. And Anna, if you heard, just call me back. Call me at this number again, or if you want to call back and give Glenn the number, you can. But you can just call me at the number you just called me, and you'll be able to reach me after the show's over.
So why don't you talk a little bit about the Lev 27 fundraiser then? And
that's what I just did.
Well, I don't know. Okay, never mind. Then.
So Lev 27 fundraiser is a lot of fun. I just did. That's okay. I can still do it.
I'm super excited that somebody else. So I hate catering. I hate dealing with all that catering stuff. Yeah. And it's just one of those, I know that how much you really hate to put your travel plans together, like getting the airline flights and stuff. Like it's something you hate to do. But for me, the thing that I absolutely hate to do is getting catering and calling people and getting all the food and getting the restaurants. And all. That's one thing for some reason I just hate.
So Debbie takes care of a lot of things that I don't like to take care of. And she even volunteers to take care of the things that she doesn't like to take care of, knowing that if I don't take care of them and she doesn't take care of them, they won't get done.
Right.
So like the catering for this event, we're going to get, it was nice. It's a nice catered event. Now remember, you could come for free. So lev27.org, lev27.org. You can come for free. If you want to, you can leave a donation. Doesn't matter. But the cool part is, we're going to have food there. You're going to have all the beer you can drink there. Water, soda, whatever they have there.
Yeah.
And because it's a microbrewery. And they have like 7 or 9 beers?
So, what's interesting about the beer, I am very much a lager girl. I am not much of an ale person or like the IPAs and all that,
Right.
like hoppy stuff. So I remember when we had it last time, I tried each one of their beers and like I didn't like any of them.
Shh, don't say that.
I'm just saying.
That's
but like
terrible.
No, but my husband, who is a beer connoisseur, loved
Right.
them all.
Oh,
Like
okay,
he
okay.
loved them all. Like he's
Well, I
like,
like
oh
them
my
too.
God, so
I like them too.
So I'm here drinking water and everybody else is drinking all their different beers.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, if you like, what am I going to say? If you like,
They're like
Blue
hoppy.
Moon, which is one of your favorites.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
So they have beers that taste like Blue Moon. now.
No.
I don't remember what it was, but they did.
No.
Okay. All right. Fine.
No. But
Fine.
like I said, I'm more of a lager person anyway.
Yeah,
so it doesn't
I went
matter.
out last night with Linda, and we had Blue Moon beers at Giuseppe's Pizza.
Okay.
We had beer and pizza, and I was so sick last night. Like not sick, like the food poisoning sick. I'm talking
Right.
about like
Had
I
so
ate
much beer.
5 slices of pizza.
Wow.
I had 4 beers, and then we went out for ice cream.
Oh wow.
So by the time I got home, my stomach felt like it was going to explode.
Wow.
It was so bad I couldn't even sleep. So I got to realize I can't eat like that, and when I do, it's just really bad.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's-
Half a pie is 4 slices, right?
yeah, I know. That's why I had 5
I'm sorry.
because she had 3,
That's funny.
and she couldn't sleep either. It was terrible.
Oh, that's funny.
I miss those days. I miss those days when I would eat a half a pie, 5 slices of a pie.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I'm the same way though. I could put pizza away, so it's just like I'm just as bad. I can easily eat 4 slices and then
Yeah,
be
right.
like, so I'm bad that way too. So I get it.
Hey, of course we got to say hello to a couple of people watching online. We got Kimmy, of course. Kimmy, I don't know where Omri is, but just remember that we're gonna have to yell at him because it's terrible. We also got, of course, we got Ben, who called last week from Michigan. He likes to hang out and talk to us too, so that's awesome. So hi, Ben. All right. Let's get back to what we were talking about something.
What were we
Deb.
talking about? We were talking about the whole college thing, but I don't know.
Yeah,
if
but I don't
wanna-
want to talk about that.
Yeah, I
anymore.
don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of done.
At some point we had to like record me saying, let's move on and get back on track.
Oh,
'cause
that's
you're
what we
not
need
gonna
to do.
have that.
That's what we need to do. So Deb's going to be away for the next month, so she's not going to be here almost all of May.
Almost
Actually,
all
I
of
think
May.
you're all. It is all of May, right?
All of May, I'm gone. Yeah.
So here's the thing. So Omri, who didn't show up today and didn't text us and didn't call us
Yeah.
and didn't say anything, just left us high and dry, right? Didn't even care.
he might call in later and be like, "Wait, whatever." but
Yeah, he might call in.
He might.
I might even say, I just want to let you know, John. So John, who calls in and curses on the phone all the time, So basically, I want to make sure that you understand. I can't even find it. It's so funny. I can't find my.
What are you
I can't
looking
find
for?
my button.
What button are you talking about?
My bleeper button.
Oh, I don't know.
My bleep button is missing.
Well, that's why we have Glenn. Glenn takes care of it for
Oh,
you.
there it is. My bleep button. So basically, this is how I feel about Omri right now. You.
Or stop. Stop.
I'm so mad.
You're not mad at him.
Yeah, I am.
Are you mad at him?
I mean, I'm not mad at him like the other day when I was mad at him.
Yeah, so it was interesting. So I saw the two of you talking in his car, in the
Right.
Tesla.
Yeah.
And then I had pulled in, and then I actually walked over to your side, and all I know is that you were yelling at him, and Omri looked at me, and I think he said like 1 second, and I was waiting there for like a minute or two. I mean, I couldn't hear your conversation. And then I'm like, all right, this is clearly not something I need to be listening to, and I just
Right.
walked into the school.
We were having a fight over spending money at the mobile home park again because
Okay.
it's like I mean, I keep giving the same story. It's funny, right? And now he says, "Oh, I didn't tell you not to do it." I'm like, "Yes, you did." So what happened was one of the refrigerators went bad.
Right.
So I had the guy send me a picture label. The reason I do that is I have them send me a picture label. So if anybody has a rent a property and the refrigerator breaks or any appliance breaks, instead of going there, which I never understand why anybody goes there. But first of all, we can't go there because it's in Florida. I always have them send me a picture of the label inside the refrigerator, right? Which is what it was. And the reason I do that is because if I call a repairman, I need to know the model number and I need to know the make and model number and just in case, so the guy knows what he's going into. When he does it, I looked it up on the internet, and the refrigerator is 22 years old.
Yeah.
So he says the refrigerator is broken. And I'm like, all right. So if I call somebody, it's going to cost me $300 to $400, right? Assuming they could find the parts, assuming they could fix it.
Yeah.
And of course the tenant's already out of the refrigerator. His refrigerator is not working. It's not keeping anything cold.
Yeah.
So I went to Home Depot. I went online to Home Depot, and I saw that I could replace that refrigerator with tax, with delivery, removing the old one for $712. So for $712, I ordered a refrigerator from Home Depot.
Yeah.
And I said, Omri, just want to let you know I ordered a refrigerator for number 6. What do you mean? What's the matter? What's going on? I'm like, the refrigerator doesn't work. He goes, well, did somebody look at it? I'm like, no. Why would I have somebody look at it? It's a 22-year-old refrigerator. Well, what if it needs a simple repair? I said, even if it's a simple repair, it's $300.
Yeah.
And I said, and if it's not a simple repair, and the guy needs a part, then he's going to be out refrigerator for another week, maybe 2. Why would I want to do that to somebody?
Yeah.
For $712, I got the whole thing taken care of, and I don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
So then the same guy had an outlet out. He had an outlet out in his unit, and Omri's on the phone with the electrician talking about some other units, because we have the 3 units that we're completely renovating.
Right.
And we don't have electricity going to them yet. So he's on the phone talking to the electrician about putting the electric in these units, and he hangs up, and I said, why didn't you tell him about the outlet in 6 to have him go fix it? What do you mean? And I said, yeah, the guy has to fix it. It's broken. So then he starts arguing with me. Well, the guy, the tenant in 6 didn't do his something, something he was supposed to do, like insurance or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so I'm not fixing it until then.
I mean,
said,
so I get
can't do that.
I get the frustration, and I
get the frustration too, but you can't do that.
No, I know. So I had somebody in one of my Philly properties, and I guess the kids were outside playing, and they broke a window to the basement, and she was like a month behind in her rent, and I'm like, and I had to fix the window. It's not like I can't fix the window.
Well, who broke the window?
I guess the kids broke. According to her, the kids broke the window.
What
I don't
kids?
know.
Her kids?
No, like kids outside playing,
kids, okay.
Neighborhood kids. But I had to spend the money to fix the
course,
window.
right.
You know what I mean? Because even though whether she's paying or not, it still needs to be kept. So, but I gritted my teeth the whole time doing it because I was not thrilled. You know what I mean? So I get it, but you still have to get that stuff done.
Yeah,
so.
you got to repair. Tenants paying and you repairing units are completely separate.
Yeah.
Right? They're supposed to pay and you're supposed to repair the unit. It isn't, if you pay, I'll repair the unit. No, it doesn't work that way. And if I repair the unit, I'll pay then. Then you're going to get the tenant doing the same thing. So who's right? So the rent's due on the 1st, and the 2nd it's late. On the 5th, it's $150 late fee, and on the 15th, we file for eviction. Yeah. And that's it. There's no other discussion. And when something breaks, you fix it immediately. Yeah. No other discussion.
Yeah, I had to replace a stove like at one of my places because she's like, the stove isn't working, and this is how I'm like, all right, let me just order. It was just easier to order a new one than to just replace it or get it fixed. I'm just like, I'll just get you a new one. Forget it. It doesn't fine. But she was out of a stove for like 2 days, and I'm like, this is the best time I can get it to you. This is what they have. So
I keep looking to see if maybe, just maybe, Omri will, has even texted us and saying he's not coming. But I guess not.
I don't know. I texted him too. It's just weird for him. That's all.
He's not answering at all. Maybe he was deported.
Shut up. Why do you say stuff like that? Terrible. You're terrible.
So James agrees with me. Online he says, chances are you'll have another $300 repair in the next few months. Just replace it. I agree with him. Yeah. I mean, now I got a refrigerator that's got a warranty. I don't have to worry about it because most likely it's not going to break for another 5 or 6, 10 years. Yeah. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I swear the tenants, I couldn't believe the tenant sends me a text message, because like the sides are gray and you can see one side. He goes, the refrigerator is great except it's gray. I'm like, really? Then I wanted to just smack the guy, but I'm like, yeah, that's the color they come in. Oh, okay. I just wish it was a different color. I'm like, seriously? I mean,
you can't make everybody happy.
You're right. Yeah. I can't even fathom the concept. That's like it's like he must be a Democrat.
You should just be happy you're getting a new fridge
really?
And just move on. Like, come
exactly.
On. That's just
in a rental unit of all things. Yeah. In a mobile home, right? Brand new refrigerator. Oh. Okay, so where are we? So let's do this. Why don't we quickly give them the phone number again? Then we'll go to a commercial. So go ahead, Glenn. That's all you.
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Call us at 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
You're clear.
I won't stop.
I'll go right to the break.
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhouse, and I want to tell you about a charity we formed
All right,
called
cool.
Lev 27. Lev 27 is a charity that helps people stay in their homes. Look, sometimes life happens.
one of the
Many
guys
people
who
live
came in-
paycheck to paycheck, and if suddenly
who came
something
in, the one
happens
in the
and they
blue
can't
shirt,
afford to
I
pay their
forget his
rent,
name,
we will
Martin.
step in and help
He
them.
came
We'll
up to me
even
after
cover
class and
any
said
legal
that,
fees to keep them in their home.
every time
Go to
that
lev27.org, that's lev27.org, to find out how you can help or make a donation. Thank you.
And it was always muffled. So,
Hi, this is Larry Steinhouse, and I
And I
want to
told
tell
you
you about a
I looked
full-day
into it, but
event
it's
we're
supposed to
having
be
on
my favorite.
Saturday,
I've
June
never said that to me,
14th.
so
Not
I don't
only
know
will
if
you
that's-
learn stock
I don't
options
know
and
if
real
when Omri was
estate,
saying
but you'll
that,
also learn
when I
asset
told him, but he
protection,
said,
you'll learn
when
how
Omri was
life
saying that,
insurance
it was
really
always
works,
muffled.
and so much more. To sign up
The
for this
what, the
event, go to
recording?
4mmw.com.
It sounded like he was
That's the
saying it
number
when Omri was doing it in
4mmw.com,
person.
and I'll tell you what,
But
if
whenever
you
it
put
is, it
in
was
the
Omri
coupon code
talking. But I don't know how
WPHT,
true. It's the first
you're
I've
gonna
ever
get
heard
a
of that.
free
He
ticket.
said he could
That's
hear
it.
the 855 and then
4mmw.com,
nothing else, and then
coupon code
1137. He said it was
WPHT.
always muffled.
This is Larry Steinhouse with
You know,
Investor
it's
Schooling.
possible that
Listen,
he
I
might.
can't tell you
I mean, I'm not
everything we
hearing
do
it on the
in 30
recorded
seconds.
version. It's
So you
possible
need to
that
come
when
to
sometimes
classes
when Omri
Thursday
does it
night,
live,
and
he'll
you
like
need
lean
to
in
learn and
and
spend
he'll
some
sort
Yeah.
time
of
with us
whisper.
to see how you can make
Okay.
more money than you've ever
Yeah,
made.
I just said I would look
I'll
into
keep
it.
an eye on
We'll
it.
teach you
No, I'll
ways that
keep
you've
an
never
eye on
even
it on
heard
my
of to
end.
make
Okay,
money.
I'm
yeah.
not
So go to
hearing a problem with the
investorschooling.com
recording.
and sign up for
Yeah, it
this
was the
Thursday
first
night's
time I ever
class.
heard that, but-
Take your complimentary
Yeah,
class
bring it
this
up.
Thursday. That's
No,
investorschooling.com. We'll
I'll
see
keep
you
an eye
there.
on it.
Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse
And
with
that,
Investor Schooling.
that John
Did
guy,
you know that
it's-
there are a lot of altruistic
It's too nerve-wracking.
causes
It's
that you
too
should become a
nerve-wracking.
real estate
I-
investor?
He's a
That's right. You
really
get to
enjoy
rent
him on
houses
the
to
air,
really nice people who need houses. And you know what? When there's a housing shortage,
I recognize his
Yeah,
voice. I'm
most of
surprised you
them,
didn't
they're
recognize his
so
voice.
happy. I've actually gotten
Oh,
houses
I
for
recognized
tenants.
it.
So
I
come to
knew.
investorschooling.com
I mean, I put him
and
on
you will learn how to
with
be
the
a
intention
landlord
of
the
watching
right
him,
way.
like you
That's right.
said.
We have a complimentary class this Thursday night, and this way you can get hugs
But yeah,
from
it's
your
hard because I'm
tenants,
like
too.
trying
Go
to take calls and stuff, and I'm
We'll
like
see you
half
Thursday
listening
night
to
at
him,
7
and he's
o'clock.
like muttering under his
Hi, this is
breath
Larry
and
Steinhouse,
stuff.
and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from
Well,
people
that first
may
week
be a
that he
tired landlord.
cursed,
Maybe
I
somebody who's
almost
having
didn't
trouble
catch it 'cause
selling
he
their
was,
house, or
you
maybe
know,
someone who
under
needs to
his
sell
breath.
their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855
just about ready to come back?
1137.
Yeah.
That's
You
855
want a little more?
939
You want a little more? Huh? You want a little more?
promise to answer the phone
Yeah, I
and
think a
help
little
you
more.
with
I
your
think a little more.
situation. That's right. Your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left
I'll
you,
give
or
you
it
a
may
little
just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855 939 1137. Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Listen, I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and take a complimentary class this Thursday. And I promise
we're
you,
coming
no
back.
toilets, no trash, no tenants.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
You're back.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Larry Steinhouse Show. I am Larry Steinhouse, and I'm here with Dr. Deb Anderson. And the empty seat over there is supposed to be for Omri, but we think he might have gotten deported.
Shut up. Why do you keep saying that? I hate that you say that.
Why? Why does it offend you so badly? It's
Just
funny. You
because
don't think it's funny?
No, I don't think it's funny.
Yeah, all right. Everybody call up and let me know if they thought that was funny.
I don't think it's
Actually,
funny.
you guys online, if you want to let me know if you thought that was funny,
I don't think it was funny.
because I think it's very funny.
I don't think it's funny at all.
Well, then how come he's not answering our text messages, he's not answering our phone calls, and he's not here?
Yeah, but when
Where would he
Omri's,
be?
when Omri's with his kids, he doesn't respond to us though either.
but wouldn't he at least say, hey, I can't make it because I got to be with my kids today?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have his phone on him. I have no idea.
No, he was
What?
deported.
Shut up. Shut up. I hate when you say that. Maybe because I come from an immigrant family. Maybe that's why I take it more
An
personally.
immigrant family.
Yeah, my parents.
So what? They didn't get deported,
No, they did not get deported.
right?
So, you know.
So he, they weren't a loudmouth like Omri.
My mom, maybe. Anyway.
All right. So I had a interesting thing happen today. Actually, yesterday I got a phone call from my tenants.
Yeah.
That the toilet is stuffed up. So it's interesting because you have to remember that most of the time, I'm going to say 90% of the time, toilet being stuffed up is a user issue.
Yeah.
You know, either they've eaten a lot too much the night before, they used too much toilet paper, or what did they do? Wipes.
Oh,
Wipes,
the flushable
right?
wipes. Yeah.
So this is the biggest problem with toilets, and plumbers are like, I mean, I think the plumber union invented, the wipes, those the wet wipes.
So I have
just so toilets will clog, and they say flushable, and they're not.
I know they're not flushable. Yeah,
And
you
that's
can't
the
use them.
problem. They're
Yeah.
flushable. They will flush, but they won't go down. And they'll get caught in the pipes, and they cause problems. And so Blake went out there. You guys know. We mentioned
I
Blake
reached out to
before.
him last night, and he didn't reach back out because interestingly enough, I had a plumbing issue with one of my tenants. They called me last night, and then I reached out to Blake, and then I reached out to him again this morning, and he still hasn't kind of responded to me, which is kind of weird for him. Like, he's like, I'll get back to you, but I haven't heard.
He was at my tenant at 7:00 this morning.
See, I need him to go out to my tenant.
Remember what he said last week too? He's not working weekends anymore.
Okay.
So anyway, it's fine. By the way, Mark says the deported comment was funny. I just want to let you know, okay? Other people find my humor. They find my humor hysterical. Just because you don't think I'm funny doesn't mean that other people don't think I'm funny.
I don't think it was funny.
Right?
All right.
So
whatever.
I can't. So anyway, they.
Anyway, moving on to the flush
the
toilet.
wipes is a big problem.
So it's interesting. So in my house, and only in my house, I have bidets in all my toilets.
You have bidets?
I do. I have bidets in all
Like
my
a
toilets.
separate bidet or like a
It's an attachment.
A device.
It's an attachment.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have it. So it was interesting because my husband fought me because I wanted to put one in when I was pregnant with my first kid years ago.
Right.
And he fought me on it. And I said, I'm putting it on one and you can use all the other toilets and I don't care. And now we are both so used to it. So when we go somewhere else, it's like we miss it. You know, so, but I have to, so, but we also didn't, when 2020, when that whole toilet paper thing was an issue, we didn't have an issue because we're not using anywhere near as much, right? Because you have the bidet. So I have to say, I love the bidet. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Johnny says it was funny too.
All right.
So
Okay.
there. It was funny, right?
Anyway.
Let's see if anybody else. Here, Dexter said it was funny too. Okay? Everybody says it's funny, but you. I know. I
Can we move on?
Wait, hold on.
Can we move on?
Glenn, I need you to do me a favor, Glenn.
Can we move on?
Glenn, I need you to make a separate recording of Debbie saying
Oh
this
no!
right now.
Can we move on?
Okay, you ready? Do it again.
Can we move on?
Again.
Can we move on?
Again.
Can we move on, please?
Okay, we need that. So when Debbie's not here and Omri and I are off on some crazy tangent, I need to be able to push the button and say, "Can we move on?" You know what I mean?
Can we move on, please? Yes. Let's keep moving on.
So yeah, so if you can make a copy of that would be awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So wipes are a problem. It's always been a problem. Ugh.
What?
And
I'm worried about Omri. Okay. She's fine.
What,
Yeah.
Kimmy's worried about Omri. Don't worry about Omri.
Yeah,
Omri
he's
does this
fine.
all the time.
Yeah, he does.
He just doesn't show up. It's
Yeah.
just
or he
Omri's
comes in
worried.
like he says he'll be here at 1. He'll show up at 4. So
Yeah,
he,
right,
he does this stuff all the
exactly.
time.
Oh wait, even Ben says it was funny too. So there you go. So
Did you notice the pattern that it's all men who say that?
Kimmy's a man. Oh, Kimmy didn't say. Kimmy, did you think it was funny? Kimmy, let me know if you thought it was funny.
I'm just noticing that all the men thought that that was funny, and I haven't heard one woman say that it was funny.
That might be what it is. It might be a difference between men and women.
Yeah, I think it's a
right?
difference.
But how do you define a woman?
Look, I have a clear, they have this or they don't have that. So
Yeah, I got you.
But that's the only way I define men and women. So whatever.
Kimmy refuses to answer. All right.
Kimmy's smart.
All
She
right,
knows better.
So yeah. All right. So I actually kept thinking of doing this, and I think I'm gonna have to start doing it from now on.
What?
Having a piece of paper that says when they move in, that says that flushable wipes are not flushable, and you will be responsible if there's a clog because of using them.
I think I have something similar to that. I have to, I have actually in all my lease paperwork, like I have it in a folder, and then I have a Word document, and it's actually called Add to Lease. You know what I mean? So I can add it in like on Dotloop or DocuSign, whatever you use, and I put in all these separate things to make sure that I don't forget to add something. And I think I have something in there. I have to go back and double check though now that we're talking about it, because I thought that there was something related to it. They mention it.
So this is a problem. It's a consistent problem. So and there's also certain toilet paper that clogs more. Like the the heavy.
What a conversation we're having today.
The heavy. Well, we're real estate investors. What do you want from me?
I'm just saying I'm just saying that we're. It's an interesting conversation we're having today.
Fine. You want to change the conversation?
I'm just saying that it's a.
Bring up something else. Go ahead.
All right. So bring
up something else.
I have another. Some of you guys know that I'm learning how to do some land flipping, and I came across this lady. So one of the places I was looking at was Virginia. So I was looking at some places in Virginia.
You buying Virginia?
What is wrong with you?
A lot, but that doesn't mean,
I was looking at lots of land in Virginia. Anyway, so I reached out to, a number of people, and one lady wrote, she actually called me, so she's not tech savvy at all, even like a little bit. It was pretty funny. And she says, I've sold my lot in Virginia, but I have a 2.5 acre lot in Florida that she wants to get rid of.
All right.
And I'm like, okay, that's great. Why don't you give me your information? And then I asked her for her email, and she's like, I don't know what my email is. And I'm like, really? She's like, I don't really get on the computer. I don't really do this. I'm like, okay, and so she gives me her address so I could send her, a paperwork if that's the direction we go into. So I thought but she managed to get the text, right? Because it was sent through text,
sure.
But she didn't respond to the text. She called me up, which is fine. I don't care. It's fine. Right. So it's interesting. So I was looking at the lot in Florida, which was it was a landlocked, meaning that there's no road there or anything. There's no, I don't know if there's any easements or anything, but there's no road on her property, and so there's no way for her to get in and out. There's no egress or whatever, any access. And I was looking at it, and I think I did my comps wrong on this. I was talking about it a little bit on Thursday, and when I originally did my comps on this, I must have screwed up on my comps, and I said, I'm like, you know what, I could offer you $3,000. It's the best I can do for you. And she was very excited, and she's like, send me the paperwork. And I'm like, okay. And it took me a couple days to do it because I'm like, I think I overshot it. I think I can only sell it for $5,000. And like between the cost of listing and the realtor and blah, 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 I don't even know if it'd be worth it.
What realtor's going to list that?
What's that?
What realtor's going to list that for $5,000?
There's realtors that will list stuff like that, yeah.
I mean, what do they take? Even 10%? They get $50?
Yeah.
Come on.
I was talking to a guy out in Utah who would do it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, there's this land flipping mastermind that I sit in on. Of course, I'm the only woman. Like, annoys me a little bit. And the only reason I even bring it up is because they made some like male chauvinistic comment on it, kind of like you did before. Anyway, I was talking to them and I was showing them, and my mentor's like, hey, bring it up so we can all see it and we can all talk about it. So I was bringing it up, and I was looking at, there's a couple websites that I use to do the comps, and it looks like I may have screwed up on my comps, and it looks like I might be able to get somewhere between, I saw other properties listed in the same area that were also landlocked for like $15,000 to $20,000.
Wow.
So this might be like a nice little,
well, good. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll see what happens. So I'll keep you guys updated.
So I'm really excited about you and the land, because it's been fun watching you navigate through it.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning a lot, and making a couple mistakes along the way, but I'm definitely learning a lot. And I think the biggest thing I'm struggling with is the comping, because it's not quite like houses, and it's a little bit different. But you have to go to a couple different places, and you have to look at sale and sold, and it's just a little bit. It's just a technique. It's a skill I still need to learn, or a skill I'm learning, I should say. It's a skill I'm still learning.
So I'm still waiting for somebody to call or make a comment about how I did the math wrong on that.
What? When
I said, when are you going to get 10%, $50, it's $500, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I wasn't.
Still $500, well,
Yeah, I guess I didn't notice it either, actually.
It was funny that I'm like, as soon as they said, I'm like, oh, that was wrong. I didn't want to interrupt you, and I'm like, is somebody gonna even tell me that I did it wrong? No. Is that Omri calling?
No, this is my daughter, who clearly doesn't know I'm on the radio.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. It's not like she listens to me anyway. It's all good.
I just wanted to see if it was Omri actually finally saying, oh, maybe I should call.
I have certain ringtones for certain people, and the one that I have for Omri is this like annoying alarm sound. So that I know, because Omri is like kind of annoying, and he always,
kind of,
and he's very disruptive, and that's the kind of ringtone I have for him.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, so that's a good thing. And by the way, Jim asked, can you charge for unstuffing a toilet? And at least, absolutely, you can charge. Whatever the tenant does to the unit that's not normal wear and tear, yeah, you absolutely can charge them. So I don't know what this bill's going to be. I got a feeling it's going to be pretty big, because he had to take the toilet off.
Wow.
He had to take, He was
Wow.
there for a good hour and a half, he told me.
Wow.
And he's got a video of everything, so I'm sure it's going to be expensive.
Wow.
But yeah, they're going to have to pay for it. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. All right. So this week, we did something really cool. We really did a deep dive into stock options. So John should have been there. We did a deep dive into stock options. We're going to continue that deep dive into stock options this Thursday, too. We talked about how stock options are priced. We talked about how to buy stock options. We talked about how to make money with stock options.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a really good class. It was a really deep dive class. Did you learn anything?
I did, and I saw what was great is I saw a lot of people taking like notes furiously.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a really good class, and we're continuing it. So even if you come this Thursday, it doesn't. You don't need it. You'll have a little bit of a refresher from last week anyway, because that's what I started with, and then you can learn something new. And then the following week, we're going to get into some really other techniques like covered calls. So the next 2 more weeks are going to be really intense with stock options.
I think
right now it's an incredible time for stock options because the stock market is doing some crazy things right now.
Yeah, I was learning like with I have an idea, but like with the intrinsic value and the time value is where I always kind of struggled a little bit.
Sure.
Like that's where when I look at it, that's where I trying to figure out the math is where I get myself confused. So when you had that Excel spreadsheet right next to it, I'm like, oh, okay, I see it now. You know that
I did the math wrong on 2 spots.
The one that you did the math wrong on
Again,
2 spots.
Like, what's wrong with me?
No, because you kept saying it. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, the number doesn't matter. I think it was supposed to be like 17 cents, and you had it
12 cents.
And it was just like that's not right. And you're like, oh, that's not right. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because the 2 and the 7 are on the same keyboard as my keyboard.
What? The 2 and the 7 are on the same keyboard?
They're on the same keyboard. I was going to say they're close to each other on the keyboard, but they're not. So I said they're on the same keyboard.
All right. You know what I saw on Facebook today? I was so excited. I saw so.
Man, you got that thing that says that Debbie's voice, whatever she's supposed to say. That would be a good time.
Let's move on. Moving on.
Not ready
Let's
yet.
move on.
It's not ready
It's
yet.
not ready.
It's not
Okay.
ready yet.
I have to cut it after the show.
Oh, okay. And then you can
I can't cut it in the middle of the show.
And then you can send it to me too.
We'll do.
Thanks, because that would have been a good time to play it just to make fun of Debbie.
All right.
Okay.
You know what I saw actually? So I and I'm really trying to get better at this. Is I spend a lot of time on those useless videos that you see on Facebook, those reels and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
This is complete mind control now.
It's a problem. It's a
Yes.
problem. I started and I haven't kept up with it. Like I would put a timer on for 15 minutes so that I would stop at 15 minutes. But like sometimes I'm just like goofing off and I'm sitting there and the next thing I know, like an hour goes by or 2 hours goes by and I get real angry with myself because I should have been working on something else. But you know what I saw, which was so awesome and you'd love it. It was, or I would love it. Anyway, so those of you guys, a lot of you guys know I have a Jeep. I'm a big Jeep person and I have this obnoxiously loud yellow Jeep. Like I love it. It's obnoxiously yellow.
It looks like a highlighter marker.
It does. So when I went to I ordered my Jeep. Like I ordered it sight unseen. And they said, what color do you want? And I specifically said the most obnoxious color you have. And they laughed at me and they said, this is the one. I'm like, that's what I want. I asked for something obnoxious. Anyway, so I have this bright yellow Jeep. I have all these ducks, and I saw that thing that you sent me the other day. I have all these ducks across the front. I get ducked all the time. I get really excited about it. Omri and Larry got me these little ducks for my tire covers, so I have little ducks on my tire covers. And then earlier today, I saw a keyboard and all the keys on there were ducks.
No.
Yes. And then as you hit the key, it quacks at you.
No.
It was like the cutest thing. I thought it was so awesome. I mean, I don't know how practical it is, but I write for a living, right? So I thought it would be like so cool to get like this keyboard of ducks like on all the keys. I thought it was so cute.
I think that would be so fantastic.
I think it was so cool. Like I was super excited about that. Just little
Do
things.
they have a keyboard with houses on it?
I don't know. I didn't look, but if they have it with ducks, I'm sure they have it with houses.
Maybe they have a keyboard with toilets on it, and we can flush them every time we.
You are really into this potty humor today. Like it's
I
just
guess so.
You're really into that potty humor. There you go. Into the potty humor.
No, I
today.
think it's all about this whole thing about this toilet this morning.
Okay.
So and again, we talked about this last week. Somebody said, "Oh, well, you guys always talk about your problems about real estate." I'm like, you need to understand, I own a lot of properties, and there's going to be problems now and then. But how do I? What do I say that I am PC, right? I handle all my problems. I am PC. I make phone calls.
Yeah.
I don't even make phone calls anymore. Now I send text messages.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even talk to Blake this morning. I sent him a text message. He said, confirm with the tenant, blah, 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 done, finished.
Yeah, so I was actually going for a walk last night. So we went out to dinner to this place, and then I just, sometimes you should have done that after you ate your 5 slices of pizza. You should have gone out for a walk, you know what I mean, just to help move things along.
Yeah.
And so we went out to dinner last night to this little place, and then I got home, and I really just wanted to go for a walk to just settle a little bit. And then as I'm out on my walk, I get a call from one of my tenants saying, so I have a condo in Philly, and so it's up on the 3rd floor. So she texted me. She's like, "Hey, I'm hearing from the neighbors downstairs that there's a leak coming from the apartment from one of the bathrooms, and I think there's a problem with the shower or the toilet or something." And I'm like, "All right." So I reached out to Blake, and I didn't hear from him at all last night. So I reached back out to him again this morning, and he's
That doesn't
like,
sound like an emergency either.
"No, it doesn't sound like an emergency, and it's not an emergency."
Right.
And then I reached out to him, and I sent him the text that she sent me, and he's like, "It sounds like this." I'm like, "Okay, great. When can you get out there?"
So he did reach you then.
Yeah, but he just hasn't responded when I said, "When can you get out there?"
okay.
Yeah, when can you get out there?
Okay.
Because he didn't respond when I texted him last night on text, and then I reached out to him this morning on Facebook. I know he's a big into Facebook.
Yeah, sure.
And then he reached back out, and then
you made it sound like he didn't respond. I was surprised.
no, I just
Okay.
he just hasn't responded back. So I just would like to try to get that resolved, because I really like to get things resolved within 24 hours, and that's why I would like to get this stuff done for her, because I don't know, would like to get it resolved for her. That's all.
All right, cool. Wait.
Anyway, what?
So Dexter says we can say that Omri was picked up by ice for being too cold.
Is it Dexter Holiday? Is that Dexter?
Yeah.
Aw. Hey, Dexter, how you doing?
Yeah.
I love Dexter.
Yeah,
He's
Dexter
a
should
sweetie.
call in. Tell him to call in.
Dexter,
give
you
him
should
the
call
phone
in.
Number.
I can't do it as sexy as Omri, but
All right,
we'll do.
give him the phone number.
Who, me or Glenn?
Glenn.
All right, Glenn.
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Call us at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
All right. Very confusing. I'm very confused by what
Okay, let's not go
I
there.
just heard.
Let's not go there.
I heard Omri's voice, so I'm very confused by it. No, I'm only kidding.
What,
Okay.
What happened?
No, it wasn't you. It was actually we were reading something and we decided not to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. Yeah, we're not going to go there. Okay, we're not going to go there.
So we were both reading the same thing, and we were both it was somebody commenting on one of our channels.
Yeah, let's
And
move
we're
on.
Like,
Let's move on.
Probably not something we want to talk about.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So
So I have something else going on before I leave. So Glenn, hopefully it won't interfere. So I am purchasing a property. Hopefully we should be closing on Tuesday. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and it's out in Delaware. So I should be closing hopefully on that on Tuesday. That's the goal, is to close on Tuesday, because I've been asking them for this whole month.
So it'll be a banner day.
It'll be a banner day.
Close on Tuesday and lunch.
Oh, wow.
And lunch with Glenn.
Lunch with Glenn.
And lunch with Glenn.
So it would be very exciting, because we could talk about your closing. Tell Glenn, hey, look, Debbie just bought another property. If you want to stop working for us, you could buy properties too, and you could eventually not have to work on a Saturday in the afternoon.
Yeah, but
you might be able to talk me into that.
All right. So somebody came to me with this property. I'm pretty excited about it, and I actually got it through a wholesaler who was actually somebody who came into the school one day. I don't know if you remember. The guy came into the school one day, and he told us, we met with him, and the school wasn't for him, I guess, at that time. But I kept in touch with him, and I said, hey, if you have anything, let me know. And I said within an hour of Philly is what I'm interested in. So this property is really not that far away. Even though it's in Delaware, it's about an hour away. And this came up, and I'm like, this looks like it would be a good opportunity. So I put it under contract, and we should be. And I told them that I need to close no later than Thursday's the absolute last day I can close, because I leave Friday, and that's it. I'm gone. I'm gone forever,
so
for a while.
You don't anticipate any problems. It's gonna. This is gonna happen, right?
Well, we've had problems. That's what I'm saying. I've been trying to close.
Problems.
Yeah, I've been trying to close for the last 3 weeks, and I told the title company, I'm like, that's it. After Thursday, that's it. I can't close. I won't be able to close until June, because I just won't be around to be able to close. So hopefully everything.
We can get you to close. You give me a power attorney, I'll close for you.
All right. Well,
fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. If we need to, that.
I might own the property, but.
Yeah. No. No. This one's mine. So I'm doing something a little bit different with this one, actually. So what I want to do with this is I'm gonna fix it up. It hasn't been fixed up since like clearly the early '80s, like when I went to look at it, which is why it was a little bit of a lesser price. It's in a decent area. I think I probably can get like $1,800 or $1,900 for rent on it. And so the goal for this property is to fix it up nice, like top of the line fix up, and then rent it out, and then get a renter in there for at least 6 months, and then to sell this property as a turnkey investment. That's the goal for this. And then this way I would hold a note on it. So I would get a deposit down of, 30% of whatever I decide, and then get a monthly income on it as for holding the note. So it's a whole different strategy. Yeah. And this is like my quote unquote trial run, and I'm doing it with this property in Delaware. So I'm pretty excited about this property.
So this is funny. I actually read again what Dexter said, and I got it wrong.
What did
and
Dexter
he's
say?
actually calling now to tell me that I got it wrong. So go ahead, Dexter. What's up? You got a minute, man, so you better start talking.
Larry, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dexter!
Okay. Well, it says no, I put on there, I said when Larry is not there, we can say that he's been picked up by ice for being so cold.
Oh.
Not Omri.
So, Dexter, I got a question for you. Was it funny that I said that Omri got deported?
Absolutely. I laughed my ass off. Yeah.
Again, another one.
Another man.
You can't use that word.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that funny, but clearly I'm. All right, if everybody says it's funny, then clearly I'm wrong. So,
yeah,
okay.
I think it's hysterical here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Dexter. We got like a minute, man. You got 30 seconds. Anything you want to hear? Anything you want to talk about?
Anything I want to talk about? No, not.
When are you coming to the East Coast?
You got to come to the East Coast, man. We got the Money Hacks event on June 14th. Yeah. Go to 4mmw.com. Wait, listen. Go to 4mmw.com. That's the number 4mmw.com. And you could get a free ticket, because it's only for WPHT listeners. If you use the coupon code WPHT, you get a free ticket. Come. It's going to be a really great event. And some of your friends are going to be there. Some of your friends are speaking. Plus, I'm going to be speaking, and it's going to be a great event. All right, I got to hang up with you because I got to start to close out the show. I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank Dexter for calling in. All right, I want to thank James for listening, and Ben and Ann and all those other people who called. Of course, I want to thank Debbie for actually showing up, and I want to yell at Omri and say, "How dare you!" Because I'm so mad at him for not showing up. And, of course, I want to thank the wonderful or sweet Glenn Page for whatever, Anyway, go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. And we'll see you Thursday.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions and statements expressed on the program are solely those of
Another hour coming up, so don't go away. I'm so excited because Mark says that his wife was here cracking up. She thought it was funny. So there. She's a woman. She thought it was funny.
All right. That's all that matters.
So there. Yeah.
I will take the loss. I will take the loss, and clearly I'm not
going to send him a
HD3
text message.
Philadelphia from the Piazza Premium
Send a text
Automobile
message to
Studios,
Omri.
powering your drive with
All right, give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
Always live on the free
Did you
Odyssey
get
app.
deported?
A message for qualified investors from Noble Gold Investments.
Once
if
again,
your portfolio is over $250,000
Noble
and
Gold
you aren't
Investments. Let's
hedged,
talk about
you're
gold
sitting on
and
a
silver.
ticking time bomb. With
I
markets
leave
at all-time
Friday
highs,
afternoon.
history tells
I'm
us
back
what comes
Tuesday
next.
morning,
A 10%
and I leave
allocation
Wednesday
into
night.
gold and silver can help diversify. Experienced investors know that in times of economic uncertainty, real assets, not paper
Real
promises,
assets.
offer true security. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy to add institutional-grade gold and silver to your portfolio so you can hedge like the world's smartest investors. For nearly a decade, Noble Gold has helped thousands of Americans protect their future, turning numbers on a screen into real, tangible assets. And
Real
right now, when you make a
tangible
qualified investment, Noble Gold will add a free 10th-ounce gold coin to your order. Disciplined investors protect what they've built. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com today. NobleGoldInvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here. If you were misled or lied to in any way when buying a timeshare, right now is your wake-up call.
I want this guy
With
to
the
do commercials
tariffs,
for me.
economy tanking, and inflation rising, you might need to ask yourself this question. Is owning a timeshare a good idea With all the economic uncertainty, you need to protect yourself and your family. Don't look back and say, if I'd have only got rid of that stupid timeshare they lied to me about. It's time to stop thinking about canceling your timeshare and finally get rid of it and be smart with your money. At Wesley Financial Group, we've saved 48,000 families an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will
All right,
cancel
15
your
seconds.
timeshare permanently,
All right.
or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-854-4040. 800-854-4040. 800-854-4040.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Larry Steinhouse, and I have no idea what I want to say. You know why? Because my ChatGPT jammed up, and it always writes my intro for me. So I got to go back to the original intro.
You didn't have the second one, or you can't get access?
No,
to it?
somehow I got in the wrong thing, and something made a mistake, and blah, blah, blah.
Don't you put it on a Word document and save it on a Word document?
Well, I didn't save that one, but I have the old one.
All right, we'll do the old
Right
one.
here. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Larry Steinhouse Show. We are broadcasting live from Investor Schooling headquarters right here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I am Larry Steinhouse. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm here to make financial education fun and accessible to everyone, including you, but not Omri. Because Omri decided to just not show up. Just not show up. Not call and say, hey, I can't make it. Not send us a text message say I can't make it. He just didn't show up. Is that right, Debbie? Is that something that...
He should have at least called or something to
right?
say.
I mean, isn't that a responsible thing to do, just to call and say, hey, I can't
But
make
Omri's
it?
not an incredibly responsible guy. No,
No, he's definitely not, right?
It depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, eventually he might even call in and say, "Oh, you guys are talking about me," but I actually left the camera on for the people online. I left the camera on to show his empty seat.
So we still got to put a picture of him up there.
I think what I want to do is, I think what you said last week was a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
I think we have to do a cardboard cutout.
Get a cardboard. So you have some in the office upstairs, not of him though, of course.
But not
but
him, right? Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, on this show, we discuss several ways of making more money. We concentrate on real estate investing, stock options trading, the stock market, and how to maximize your retirement funds. And you could call us anytime during the show at
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Call us at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. I won't stop. That's 855-939-1137.
One more.
That's 855-939-1137.
So you got to get me laughing, Glenn.
All
You got to
right.
cut and paste me laughing so that you guys get to hear me laughing.
You
for
got
the
to
next couple weeks.
definitely got to
Yeah.
get Debbie's laugh.
Yeah.
Because when that's like the laugh track on shows. When things aren't funny, you just play Debbie laughing and everybody will laugh.
There you go.
All right, we're also live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Please leave us a comment and say hello so we know you're watching. I'm here with my awesome co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson. And once again, we think Omri was deported. Is it funny now?
I'm just going to go with yes, it was funny. As I
Okay.
shake my head no, I'm going to go yes, it was
So
funny.
we think Omri was deported. That's why he's not here today. So, if he's not here next week, we know he was deported. Anyway.
That was funny.
That's funny.
That was funny.
Wait,
That was funny.
let me get this straight.
That was funny.
That's funny.
That was funny.
If he's not here next week, we know he got deported. That's funny?
Oh, I thought you said if he is here next week, then we know he didn't get deported. I heard it reversed. Never mind. All right, move on.
So now it's not funny.
Imagine how bad Larry's going to feel if he got deported.
I know. But
I'm not going to feel bad at all. I'm going to laugh. I mean, I will find it hysterical.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I'll do everything I can to get him back here.
No, I was
but
going to
I'll
say,
still
I'm
find it
like, yeah,
hysterical.
you guys are good friends. I thought we
Yeah.
were friends, but
I mean, come on. It's like when your friend falls on the ground, right? As soon as you find out that they're okay, what do?
Oh, it's kind of like when you went into that glass wall.
Oh yeah, like when I went to glass.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was so funny.
It was funny, but it
Oh,
wasn't.
yeah. I mean, it
and that
wasn't
wasn't
funny.
at
I
the
got
time.
hurt.
I mean, at the time it wasn't, but like after the fact,
but
it was
funny, right? I mean, it was
Yeah.
funny that I walked into a glass wall because I didn't see the glass.
Yeah, so that was.
Because glass is invisible.
Well, I felt bad because so those of you guys don't know, like usually on Thursdays we all go out to lunch. It's like our weekly ritual. On Thursdays we all go out to lunch.
It's a meeting.
It's a meeting?
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because according to the IRS, it's a meeting.
Oh, okay. I mean, we do talk about work. It's not like we don't. But we talk about whatever. But we went out to eat to this one place, and so Ken was there. So Ken is one of the guys who works at the school and does some of the stuff in the back. So I was sitting in the corner, and then Ken was there. So I couldn't get past Ken. And then next thing I know, I look over, and I see you and Omri, and I see you slam, not even walk into the wall, like slam into the glass.
I was moving forward.
You were moving forward. You slammed into the glass.
And there was glass there.
Yeah, and then you hear everybody turned to look because you could hear the ruckus.
Right.
Your face is like crimson, like bright red, and I can't get past Ken to come and help you.
I had a brain scan that day.
Did you?
Yeah, I actually went to the hospital. I had a brain scan because I was feeling like loopy.
Okay.
Because I hit that so
That's
hard.
how you hit it so hard.
I know. I probably had a minor concussion.
Yeah.
But nothing really. You got to remember. I had a brain scan. They didn't find anything.
Ah.
That's the joke, right?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So,
right,
yeah.
Okay.
But no, I felt if I could, I would have come running to help you. But I couldn't because
you would have ran into the glass then.
Anyway, because whatever, and then
we got deported.
Okay, so moving on. What's our next topic now? What's our next topic?
Anyway, I haven't finished the intro yet.
Oh, finish the intro.
Anyway.
Reveal? You're going to reveal? Reveal the intro.
No, that's the other one. The Larry Steinhouse Show is brought to you by Investor Schooling. At Investor Schooling, we teach you things about money I bet you never knew. We focus on practical learning and will equip you with real-world skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax-saving tips, and the secrets to financial freedom. Our headquarters are right here in Bucks County, but our online courses teach eager investors all over the country. You can RSVP for a free class this Thursday night at investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. Listen, guys, go to Investor Schooling right now and sign up because, I want to meet you all. I want to meet all of you. By the way, you know what I forgot to do last time?
What?
I forgot to let people know that they can get a digital copy of my book.
It's funny that you say that because my daughter is texting me right now because when we all...
She's reading my book?
She read part of it, actually. I asked her to read the stuff about the credit stuff.
Right.
But when we all went out to dinner, when her boyfriend was in town, her brother was there, and, I mentioned how... I guess my kid mentioned that I was on the radio with you, and they asked me a little bit at the school and all this kind of stuff. And she's like, they're going out to dinner. You said you were going to get me one of Larry's books. And I'm like, oh, we're out right now.
I got one right here.
Okay.
She can have this one. But I'll tell you what. Everybody else can have a digital copy right now. So you guys ready? You're going to take out your phone, and you're going to send a text message. This is the number you're going to send a text message to. 26786. That's right. 26786. Those are all the numbers. 26786, and text the word HACKS, HACKS, and you will get a digital copy of my book called Money Hacks, because everything you think you knew about money is wrong. Here, I'm going to give you the book right now, so you can give it to her.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome.
All right. So it's actually not, because it's not actually for my daughter. It's for her boyfriend's family.
That's fine. Sure.
Okay. All right. So just to be clear.
That's right. Do you like your daughter's boyfriend?
Yeah, he's not bad. He's like in the Air Force.
Okay, the only reason I ask is if not, I don't want to give you the book.
Yeah, I don't like my other daughter's boyfriend.
Okay.
But I like this one.
And you want to say that on the radio?
Yes, it's not. She doesn't listen to me anyway, so it's not a big deal. And I don't think it's going to matter. It's not like my mom didn't like my husband, and I ended up marrying him, so that doesn't matter, right?
That's how it always works, right? So the best thing to do is if you don't like your daughter's boyfriend, like him.
Oh, and then she'll get rid of him?
Right. No, absolutely. This is the greatest guy. When are you going to marry him? When are you going to marry him? When are you going to marry him? You're just this great guy. When are you going to marry him? I really like this guy. I really like this guy. When are you going to marry him?
Yeah, okay.
And then she'll find somebody that you don't like. Or that then you pretend you don't like him, even if you do like him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No?
Moving on?
Yeah, okay.
Moving on. I don't know. My mom didn't like my husband. We clearly wasn't my husband at the time, but she didn't like him.
Right.
But she did say he handled me well. I don't really know what that means, but okay.
Well?
He handled me well.
He handles you well.
He handles me well.
She said...
My mom said to me that my husband, like the guy I was dating at the time, handles me well.
That's an interesting statement.
That's interesting, right? It's an interesting statement. Yeah, but she never liked him because he wasn't Jewish, so, but...
Well, okay. Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? I don't know.
You know, 2 of my wives were Jewish and 2 of them weren't. And you know what I discovered?
What?
That they could be Jewish or not, I'll still divorce them. I
don't know how to respond to that. I didn't realize that the women that you married were Jewish.
Two of them were, and two of them weren't. The current one is not.
I know the current one is
Right.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. She, red hair, blue eyes, and freckles is probably not Jewish. Not that it can't be, but just probably not, right?
Okay.
All right.
Whatever works for
All
you.
right, so we're
digressing. Moving on.
this show has gotten to the point where it's like so funny. It's absolutely hysterical that we have gotten to the point where we don't even know what to talk about anymore.
I know Omri's not here giving us Omri always interjects with stuff, and then we go off on a tangent.
I know.
That's funny.
We need
So
Omri
he's
here.
like,
Omri, listen, man, it's a good thing I made a really big donation to Trump, because maybe I could call him and he could get Omri back.
You know what I think is funny? So all these people are texting, and not one person has spelled his name right. Not one.
I know, that's even funnier.
Not one person.
All the people online, they're all spelling his name wrong, which
Every
is
single
really
person.
funny.
Every single person
They're all
has spelled
wondering
his
where he
name.
is. But let's do this. Let's get to Phil in Delaware. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, good afternoon.
Yes, it
very
is.
long time listener. I just wanted to congratulate you guys.
All right.
Your new ads are wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Oh, great.
What's your favorite one?
The one that for the sales and purchases of the homes.
Oh, okay.
The real estate one.
You missed the horse.
You didn't like the one when I was buying whore houses?
Yeah, you didn't like the whore houses?
Well, see, and that lied the problem. I got all excited and speed dialed it, and just like Pawn Stars, I tuned it in, and it wasn't what I thought.
Wait, what? Say that again. What did you tune in? It wasn't what you thought.
When I first was told about the TV show Pawn Stars, I thought they said porn stars.
Oh, right.
Oh,
so you were and went right to it. So with your ads, I thought, wow, this is a place I want to be involved with. Not that I wouldn't want to be, but it got me to speed dial it, and it kept going busy, and I was getting frustrated.
So
he's upset that you're not selling whorehouses.
I'm not buying whorehouses.
Yeah, you're upset you're not buying whorehouses.
Did you listen to that show? That was one of the funniest shows that we did.
I called in.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, that's great.
Oh, yeah, I drove you crazy for a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that was funny.
So now, so I could get a better understanding, what's the text number and the thing to text in?
All right, great. So 26786. So take out your phone and dial and put in the phone number. You're gonna send a text message to 26786, and you're gonna text the word hacks, HACKX, hacks, and you'll get a digital copy of the book.
Okay, will do.
Are we gonna see you? Are we gonna see you at the Lev 27 event or the Money Hacks event?
Well, I can guarantee you, after I start reading the book, probably will at one or both.
All right. Well, we'd love to see you at Lev 27.
Here in Delaware.
So what? It's not that far.
Yeah, you could still
come. We have houses in Delaware. I mean, I own houses in Delaware. You don't rent one of my houses, do you?
I'm going to own one in Delaware
too.
too.
I got a question. Even though I'm a renter, would you like to buy the house I'm living in?
Yeah, if the landlord will sell it to me.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, God. See, you had to throw that in.
Oh, you want me to buy it from you?
Yeah, and then I could be your tenant.
Well,
but you don't own the house.
You don't own the house.
Oh, you throw these things in. I better read the book first.
I know, it's so difficult to understand that I can only buy a house from the person who owns the house.
Yeah, well, I'm starting in the basement with you. But I'm workable. You can make me understand.
Debbie's entangled in the headphones.
Sorry to hear that.
All right.
Well, again, I appreciate all the information, and one of these days I will
we
be
forgot to
there.
put the live on the air. It's our fault. We have the girls cleaning. So what's happening? Just so you know, behind the scenes, somebody is cleaning the floor, and we forgot to put the on the air light on. So it's our fault. So we got to put the on the air light on.
Well,
so if she stops vacuuming, there you go. Thank you, Debbie. All right.
And don't forget, lift your feet.
Let's what?
Lift your feet so she can do under
No,
the
we
chairs.
can't. The problem is you can hear the vacuum in the microphones. That's all.
Gotcha.
So-
well, thank you for all you
So
do.
it's thank you, and thank you for
appreciated,
listening.
I'm
We
sure.
appreciate you listening, and we appreciate you liking the commercials, and we really would appreciate if you come and see us.
Will do.
All right, Phil. Thanks so much.
Hey,
All right. So everybody else, if you want a free copy of the book, a digital copy of the book, you send a text message to 26786, and you send them the word hacks. Hit enter, and you'll get a digital copy of the book. All right. Mark actually says online, he says, great book. I know, Mark. I wrote it. Of course it's a good book.
That's so funny.
I know. I'm just so modest, aren't I?
You are modest. Yes,
I
you're a
know.
modest guy.
All right, so let's talk about something interesting. Oh, you know what?
What?
I just hit $1.2 million in available credit and credit cards.
Check you
I
out.
just got 2 more credit cards.
Good for you. Good
Two
for
more
you.
credit cards. Woohoo!
Good for you.
So for you guys who don't know, I mean, like I just get credit cards. So it's fun. So everybody says the same questions, which is
Why?
One is how, and then the other one is why. And I always find why.
It's always why first, and
the why
then
is always funny, right?
Why is always
so here's the answer to the credit card thing. I have $1.2 million worth of available credit on credit cards, and you know what I could do with $1.2 million worth of available credit on credit cards?
whatever you want.
Anything I want, exactly. So that's why people don't understand. I'm afraid of that. Well, I didn't say I racked up $1.2 million worth of
Credit
debt
card debt, yeah.
in credit cards. I have well over $1.2 million worth of debt. By the way, the best way to get rich is with debt. I don't care what Dave Ramsey says. Dave Ramsey will teach you how to be mediocre and pay your house off in 20 years instead of 30. I'll teach you how to pay your house off in 6 years using debt to buy other properties to pay your property off. So that's the other thing that, it's very different. I'm very different than Dave Ramsey. If you understand like how different I saw Dave Ramsey had a thing one time and said, don't buy a rental property until you paid off your house. Okay, so I'm not going to buy a rental property for 30 years?
Yeah, I don't think that makes sense. So it's interesting because my kid actually said something to me about the other day because she was asking me about, what's good debt and bad debt, or, what's the difference between the types of debt. Yeah. And I like Robert Kiyosaki's definition. You ever hear Robert Kiyosaki's definition? Robert Kiyosaki's definition of good debt is debt somebody else pays for, and bad debt is debt that you pay for.
Absolutely. That's my favorite definition of it.
Yeah, so that's what I said to her. So, we're sitting in our house. I said, so this house that we're living in, or that I'm living in, I said, is bad debt because I'm paying for it.
That's right.
I said, but all my properties, I said, it's good debt because I'm not paying for any of it.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So I'm getting money from it every month, but I'm not paying for it at all. So when I explained, because she's only 19, so when I explained it to her that way, it clicked, So, and I think it's a simple enough definition that it makes sense to somebody who doesn't understand this real estate world that much.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that was a good way. So that's what you want to do. So if you have good debt, somebody else is paying for it. If you have bad debt,
right. So
you're
and then
paying
Mark
for
says,
it.
"Do you have any credit card debt that doesn't get paid off in 30 days?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes I carry credit cards for a few months, but who's paying for it? You got to remember, most of the time, what's paying for it, if I'm investing in real estate, either my tenant's paying for it, or if I'm fix and flip. I don't do fix and flip, but if I fix and flip, I do that too, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to carry money for a little bit longer for example, to fix a piece of property. So what's the difference? It doesn't matter. In the end, the tenant's paying for it, or in the end, the real estate itself is paying for that debt.
Yeah.
So it's not about paying off your credit cards every 30 days. I mean, if you can, if you want to, it's a great idea. But if you can't, and you need to carry a balance, carry a balance. Sometimes I have, sometimes I have to put a lot of money on a credit card because I'm buying a house with it, or I'm renovating a house using credit cards.
Yeah.
And then I'll get an offer letter for 0% interest, and I'm like, you know what? I got $50,000 on this other card. I'm paying, 21% interest, 25% interest, and this one's going to do it for 0% interest. I'll move it over. Now, the funny part is I don't keep debt very long anyway. Like last year, I bought my motorcycle, for example, right? And I owed like $32,000 on because I won't put a lot of money down. It's just a weird thing with me. I don't care. I just want to see how much money I can leverage always.
Okay.
But the motorcycle was paid off within 9 months.
Okay.
Because it's just me. I just can't stand having car debt or motorcycle debt because that's bad debt, right?
Yeah.
Good debt doesn't matter. Good debt, I'm gonna let it ride. All right. And so I just got 1.2 million. I just hit the 1.2 million mark. I got 2 more credit cards, which blows my mind. So for you guys who've listened to the show, you got this. If you haven't been listening to the show for a long time, when I apply for a credit card, I expect to get declined. And the only reason I expect to get declined is because I have almost every credit card now. So if I go to Chase and and I want another credit card, they're like, you already have a credit card with us. Or I go to Citicorp. Now, Citibank right now, I think I have 7 Citibank credit cards right now.
So, the thing is, so I was starting to do this for a little bit, and one of the things that I was getting was that you have too many inquiries, so they declined me because I had too many inquiries. Yeah.
Yeah, so what? So, I mean, I actually got a letter from one that says, sorry, we can't give you a credit card because you're actively seeking credit.
Yeah.
And I laughed. I said, yes, I am. You're right.
That's the whole point. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
So what would you rather have? Would you rather have a 620 credit score and $1 million worth of available credit, or an 850 credit score and $10,000 worth of available credit?
Well, of course, a lower credit score with an available limit.
The higher limit.
Yeah, the higher limit.
So it doesn't matter. So inquiries don't hurt you as much either. Inside my book, a matter of fact, if you read in the book, we talk about the fact that your inquiries you can only lose 55 points. So if 850 is the highest score and you have the maximum amount of inquiries, which is 10, by the way, if you have 10 inquiries in the last 6 months, your credit score will drop 55 points, but it can't drop any more. So after you have 10, if you have 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 100, it's still only 55 points.
I know, but it's so frustrating when they say, sorry, you had too many inquiries. And I'm just like,
So
what do
who cares?
Well, it's just because I think the other thing that was a little frustrating to me, and I know that you say it doesn't matter, but it was just frustrating, was that, so I somehow managed to have 11 inquiries, which is fine, whatever, but I didn't have 11 inquiries because I didn't apply for 11 credit cards. So I was helping my daughter buy a car, I don't know, 6 months ago, and she's the original signer, and then I'm the co-signer for her to help her build up her credit. Right. But I guess when we were doing the financing, they must have gone out to 4 or 5 companies to get the loan, and then I'm like, because I had cleared a lot of it out, and it was just like, come on. So I was just a little frustrated with that.
Yeah, who cares?
I know, it's just, I was just personally frustrated.
Listen, honestly, I apply for more credit cards in a month than most people have ever applied for.
So I want you to talk
life.
about that, because how often do you apply for credit cards?
Whenever a credit card offer comes to me, it comes to me. So in other words, like the other way, what happened was I joined AAA.
Okay.
So AAA sent me an email the other day, says, hey, we have a AAA credit card just for you. So when an offer comes to me, I always apply.
Okay.
Because if an offer is coming to me, that means that most likely this company is trying to build their business of credit cards.
How about if it's like because I get so I have a couple different businesses, and I get, American Express, or I'll get whoever says, hey, to DGA, blah, 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 blah. Do you want a credit card? Are you applying for those?
For American Express?
For American Express.
American Express is expensive.
Yeah,
it's an
I know.
expensive credit card.
Yeah, that's why I don't always go with them.
So you have to decide. I mean, so American Express, I have a platinum card, $695, but I have 9 accounts. I have 9 different American Express accounts from different companies that I have. So yeah, I'm paying for it, but it's the platinum card's really expensive. The gold card's $395, so that's expensive too.
Yeah.
Then I have a Citicorp AA account, American Airlines account.
Okay.
And it's $695 a year, which is really expensive.
Yeah.
But it gives me free lounge access, and the lounge is $795. So if you buy the lounge per year, it's $795. So I'm actually saving $100 by paying the $695. So I'm okay with it.
So you're paying $695 for the card, and you get lounge access.
The lounge access.
The American
Airlines lounge access.
Okay.
Which I used to use my miles for, but now I don't use the miles. It's funny. I have all these miles now.
You can share them. I'm happy to take some off your hands if you like.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just letting you know if you want to share.
Nah. No thanks.
Okay. I have a couple trips coming up that I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands so you can pay for my flights.
Yeah, I don't think so. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them. Sometimes I I did it with points. I do it with so American Express. The only thing that I do now is I get Capital Grille gift cards.
Yeah.
Because I go to Capital Grille so often that I get for 50,000 points, I get a $500 gift card, and I probably spend $30,000 to $50,000 a month, which dollar for dollar is a point. So I get a gift card for American Express.
Okay.
For Capital Grille.
All right. I wish I did it for Del Fresco's or
They do.
For Urban Farmer or something.
You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Go. You have American Express card?
I do have a couple. Yeah, I do have a couple American
Express. So go to American Express.
I think I have
and go to the points, and when you cash in the points, you'll see it says gift cards.
I actually use it for the Amazon, and so I don't have to pay for stuff on Amazon.
You could do that too.
Yeah.
Just double check. So here's a good trick too. because I learned this. So, like, if you let's say some Best Buy has a TV, and they have it on the American Express, right? And they, buy this TV with your points. So sometimes, and I don't know what the number is, but sometimes it might be, let's say it's 60,000 points or 70,000 points.
Yeah.
But the TV itself is a $300 TV.
So it's not worth it.
No, but if you go and you get a Best Buy gift card, then you can get a $500 gift card for 50,000 points and buy the TV with the gift card, and you end up having extra money. Okay. So watch that carefully. Usually don't buy the merchandise. The merchandise that you want to buy, go get the gift card for the store that has the merchandise.
Okay.
And you'll save money that way. You'll save points that way.
Okay.
I've done that a few times.
I'll have to look at that because I see it whenever I check something out on Amazon. It says like, oh, you have this many points. There's this much money to spend, and I'm like,
right.
Oh,
so Amazon, the Amazon Synchrony card, I think it is, or is it the Amazon? Yeah, I think it's the Synchrony card. They give you points and they're dollars that you could actually spend on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I have like $3,000 or something left from Amazon that I haven't spent yet.
Okay.
So, because I just do the same thing. It's funny. My son one time said to me, "Dad, you got all these points, you got all these dollars, and why don't you use them?" So I don't know. I just don't use them. He goes, "Well, can you get my granddaughter, his daughter, like this little oven kitchen play set on Amazon?" And it was so funny because I was like, "Okay, you mean this one?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I click buy, and I forgot to use the points.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
so I ended up just buying it. Yeah. All right. What else we got? Let's do this. Why don't we say the phone number one more time?
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
Yeah, go ahead. I think go right into a commercial.
Call us at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. I won't stop. That's 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know that you can buy real estate with absolutely no money out of your pocket? Right. That's right. If you've listened to our show or if you've read my book, Money Hacks, I talk about how to buy real estate with absolutely no money out of your pocket. You should come this Thursday night to a complimentary class at Investor Schooling and learn more. Learn how to buy properties with no money. Learn how to make money at closings and learn how to make a monthly income. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. Take your complimentary class this Thursday. Hi, this is Larry Steinhouse, and I want to tell you about a full-day event we're having on Saturday, June 14th. Not only will you learn stock options and real estate, but you'll also learn asset protection, you'll learn how life insurance really works, and so much more. To sign up for this event, go to 4mmw.com. That's the number 4mmw.com. And I'll tell you what, if you put in the coupon code WPHT, you're going to get a free ticket. That's it, 4mmw.com, coupon code WPHT. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know that you can leverage the stock market with a little bit of money to make a lot of money? That's right. We have something that we teach called stock options, and you can make a lot of money with a little bit of money using stock options. Yep, you got to learn how to do it. So go to investorschooling.com and you will learn how to do it. Take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I'm going to teach you that and more. Investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. We'll see you there. Hi, this is Larry Steinhouse, and I want to tell you about a charity we formed called Lev 27. Lev 27 is a charity that helps people stay in their homes. Look, sometimes life happens. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, and if suddenly something happens and they can't afford to pay their rent, we will step in and help them. We'll even cover any legal fees to keep them in their home. Go to lev27.org, that's lev27.org, to find out how you can help or make a donation. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Dr. Deb. Were you asking me a question?
No, my kid is texting me.
Listen, you need to take a complimentary class this Thursday. You need to learn how to invest in real estate. You need to learn how to invest in the stock market.
You about ready to come back, Larry?
You need to learn how to invest in stock options, and you need to learn how to
don't let me
make
twist
more
your
money
arm.
than you've ever made before. Why aren't you here? Whatever.
I'll play spots. Oh, I don't care.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Learn. That's investorschooling.com.
It's funny because both my kids know I'm on the radio show, and both of them have been texting me.
We'll see you there.
This program is paid for by
Omri
Investor Schooling.
We're back.
Sometimes I just want to listen to the music. I dig it, you know?
There you go.
All right, this is Larry Steinhouse, and welcome back to the Larry Steinhouse Show. I'm here with the amazing co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson, and we're here with the empty chair that's being held for Omri. And for you guys who don't know, we're pretty sure that Omri got deported, and that's why he's not here today.
You've said that joke now like 4 or 5 times, and I still don't think it's funny.
You still don't think it's funny that Omri got deported?
4 or 5. 4 or 40.
I know, like he keeps bringing it. Okay, I mean, I guess I'm the only person who doesn't think it's funny, but you know, you're not letting it go. Like you're not letting it go.
No, that's why I'm not letting it go, because you don't think it's funny.
Don't you know the first rule of females and girlfriends and wives, Dr. Deb?
What's that?
The first rule for guys: if they say it's not funny, you keep saying.
Oh, of course.
You keep saying
That's right, of course.
That's the first rule.
Right. And then, then you got girlfriend and wife, and then you go to couples counseling, and he keeps saying Omri got deported, and you're like, what? Really? This is what we're like couples counseling for, right? You know what I mean?
So I guess I need to get couples counseling with Larry or radio co-host couples counseling.
Glenn, have you ever gone to couples counseling?
A million years ago.
Yeah, right. When you're a million years ago, right? So that one joke that you kept making is what's brought up in couples counseling, right?
I don't remember that specifically, but I will say that couples counseling is arguably the worst thing for couples.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
You know why?
Right.
Because it brings everything to the surface, and that's not helpful.
No, couples counseling. This is what couples counseling is. It's called. This is your last few arguments before you divorce. That's what they should call it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So
basically.
don't you go to couples counseling before you're married, or do you do it after you're married?
No, so I'm talking about couples counseling, like when you're having trouble in your marriage.
Oh, okay, after you're married.
Have you ever gone to a couple? You know why you're still married?
Why is that?
Because you didn't go to couples counseling.
I didn't go to couples counseling.
I'm telling you, it's the truth. It really is the truth, and I really believe that. Because look, you guys know I'm on my 4th marriage, and you know why I'm still married?
Because you haven't gone.
This one, I have not gone to couples counseling.
Did you go with the other 3?
Smart move.
Yes, all 3 of them.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I discovered that couples counseling is divorce counseling.
Has she ever asked you to go?
No. I think, it's funny. We're very aligned that way, like the vaccine and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very funny story, because I refused the vaccine. I absolutely refused it.
Yeah, so did I.
Right? And my mother says to me, she goes, well, does Linda know you refused the vaccine? And I started laughing. I go, Linda would kill me if I got the vaccine.
Yeah.
She is so more adamant about not getting the vaccine than I am.
Yeah.
So it's very funny. Like my mother's like that. And then for months, my mother's like, "You should get the vaccine. You should get the vaccine." Now my mother's like, "Well, we probably shouldn't have got it. How did you know? How did I know? I mean, it was so obvious that of all the vaccines. And you know what's funny too?
What's that?
Because of that, I stopped getting the flu vaccine.
So I've been back and forth about whether to get the flu vaccine.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Because I usually never got it. Every now and then I would get it, but I usually didn't get it.
Right, don't.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I've gotten sick less because I'm not getting the flu vaccine now.
Yeah, I think it's been a number of years before I think I got it this. You know what I got? That's what I got. I got the shingles vaccine. I did get the shingles vaccine, just because I've heard horror stories about the shingles.
Yeah, I mean, I've had shingles twice.
Oh well, okay, whatever.
It's like you get scales. It's like ew. Ugh.
So it was interesting because I used to work in a hospital lab for about 16 years, and I just finally quit working there when I started doing my PhD because I was just like, all right, enough's enough, and I really didn't want to make 20 years there. Like I really didn't want to be there for 20 years. Anyway, if I was still working in the hospital lab, they would have required it, and that's when I would have finally said, no, I'm not doing it, because I refused to get the vaccine. So that was interesting. But I got a lot of grief from my dad, who was alive at the time. He gave me a lot of crap for it. And then, of course, my brothers and my sister, like everybody in my family, gave me a lot of grief because I was going to go see my dad, who was a little bit sick at the time. And I had to fly out. I had to take a test before they would let me see him. I had to get the results for the test before I was allowed to go see him in person. And then he yelled at me for not getting it. And then my brother who lives in Israel, he's a part-time paramedic, and he's like, I'm on my 5th, booster,
shot.
5th or 6th, and I'm like,
I was like,
and I said,
this straight, you're on 5 boosters, so I guess the vaccine doesn't work if you have to have 5 boosters?
I don't know. My response was, you know what? When I'm dead in a year, we'll all know that I was wrong. Right. So 5 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I've never gotten COVID.
Because you've never gotten tested.
Right. Because that's the only way to get COVID is to get tested. The only way to have COVID is to get tested. So I never got it. I know it's kind of a weird thing, but that's the way it is, right?
Yeah.
So Jim's saying online he hasn't been sick since he started taking vitamin D3, 10 whatever. Anyway, so I started doing that too. I started taking all these vitamins. Remember last week when we were sick?
Yeah.
Right? I was sick for 3 days. And you know what's funny? I usually, when I'm sick, you know what I usually take?
The Theraflu. Yeah, the
right?
Theraflu.
So I barely took any Theraflu this time, and my cold lasted 3 days.
So
usually when I'm on Theraflu, it takes me 7 days.
So for a while, I was making the little shots of the turmeric and the ginger and all that stuff, and I haven't done it in a couple months. And then I got sick, and I got sick for I was sick longer than you.
You got me sick because you stopped taking your vitamins.
I tell you, I stopped taking it because I was making it at home, and I haven't had time, and I just haven't done it. And here I get sick for a solid week. I was sick for a solid week.
So you know what's interesting? My wife is really, really into this.
Yeah.
Right. So she actually has a coaching program that she teaches people how to get healthy, and you know who her worst client is, right?
You.
Me.
Yeah.
Right. What did I say? I had it later. I had pizza and beer last night, and ice cream.
Yeah.
Now here's the funny part. Guess who I went out with?
Her.
Yeah. Right. So because she eats perfect all week, perfect. Like she actually could figure out what her body needs, and she feeds it that.
Yeah.
Eating certain foods, and it's amazing to me. I can't even think about. All I know is I'm hungry, and I'm like, there's a chocolate bar, fine, I'm going to go take it.
Yeah.
So that's all I think about. But she eats perfect. So when she goes out last night and has pizza, and has beer, and has ice cream, that's like once a week or even less than that.
Yeah.
And she barely notices that. Last night she was laughing because she was so full, but she won't even know. It won't even affect her.
Yeah.
But me, it's because then I'll have it today, and I'll have it tomorrow, and I'll have it the next day, and that's why I'm so fat.
I thought you were getting up early and doing all the.
So I started getting up early and exercising, and then guess what happened?
What?
I started going away, and when I was going away, I didn't exercise, and I came back, and I didn't exercise, so now I'm not exercising again.
Okay.
I saw that. Do it again.
I know. I saw that you were selling your elliptical. I think you should.
Yeah,
keep it.
because I was getting a different one. But you know what I discovered? I discovered there's just so many ellipticals on the market right now, you can't even sell it.
Oh, really?
So I think I'm going to end up just keeping it. The problem I have with it is where my iPad sits on it makes my back arch, and my back hurts when I get off the elliptical. So I got to either build a pad to make it higher, or get another elliptical.
Well, I think you should just build a pad or put some attachment on there because, come on, you're so weird. You're going to spend however much to get a new elliptical where you can make a quick fix,
Well, I wanted a different kind, but I can't. I mean, it's funny. There's so many ellipticals, and it's I can't even sell it. I put it up for $100. I'm like, I figured somebody would take it. Then I realized everybody's got them for $100.
I thought it was funny that you put your
my water heater,
your water heater on there because I saw that.
My water heater because I accidentally clicked the wrong button. That wasn't even my water heater. That was a water heater of a house that I saw this weekend or the last weekend.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Right. So I discovered the absolute way to lose weight.
What's that?
It's a two-step process.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Eat less, exercise more. That's it.
Okay.
It's 2 steps,
All
and
right.
I can't do them.
You should go for walks. Just getting out.
I should do everything. I know. I should stop eating gluten, which I'm allergic to.
Yeah.
And I should start. Should start exercising.
So we had our Friday morning meeting yesterday, and we had a new guy come in.
Oh man!
And I thought it was great. He's such a nice guy, very nice. And he used to work at Wawa, or he still works at Wawa. I'm not really sure. He brings in 2 full bags of donuts and muffins and
Wawa.
cupcakes and all kinds of stuff. It was just and we're all looking at it why would you bring this in here?
Really?
You know what I mean? It was just funny.
Oh,
so
man. We still have some of them left.
No, I told him to take him with him.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. I thought he ate them all.
No.
He ate them all.
No. So, because when he was leaving, I'm like, take these with you. And he's like, oh, I want to leave them for you guys. And we're like, no. And I said that. I'm like, Larry can't eat gluten. And he'll, not to give them to you. And then I'm like, I don't want them because, I got to keep my svelte figure, And then, Omri had 1 or 2. So he took them with him. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah, my figure's so cool that my stomach actually enters the room before I do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Omri got deported.
All right, now it's funny.
Yeah, now it's funny.
Now it's funny.
Now it's funny.
Now it's funny.
See, now I can't say it anymore because now it's funny.
Now it's funny.
Okay, what else? What else we got?
I don't know. On to the next topic. What are we on to next?
I know. Like Omri's not here. It's so.
Oh, money hacks. Why don't you talk about money hacks?
The money hacks event.
Money hacks events.
So let's talk about that. Yeah. So we got money hacks event coming up on June 14th. This is a great event, actually. It's an all day event. So you guys know you can take a free class every Thursday night. Go to investorschooling.com and you can take a free class. But we do once a quarter. We do what we call the money hacks event. And it's a full day event where we have multiple speakers, not just me, not just Dr. Deb. We have other speakers coming down. We have somebody coming to talk about loans. We have somebody talking about life insurance. We have somebody, all the things you need to learn at these events. It's absolutely incredible event. And we charge $147 for it.
Yeah.
But if you go to 4MMW, the number 4MMW.com, 4MMW.com, you can get a free ticket by using the coupon code WPHT. So use the coupon code WPHT. Now, just so you know, you could also buy a VIP dinner, and the VIP dinner is also $147. So, and it's already pre-clicked. So if you don't want to have the dinner, you got to take the click off, right? But the dinner is great because all the speakers go to dinner. There's only 20 spots for the dinner. I think there's like 5 left.
I know, actually, a lot of people signed up for it, which is great.
So pretty soon it won't matter anyway. But there's only 5 left. But the VIP event is really great because after the event we all go out to dinner and we sit with the speakers, we sit with each other, and it's a great time to really get to know everybody.
Yeah. And you get some inside. That's when you get some insider information.
Yeah, exactly.
The
VIP
it's like, hey, how do you do
part.
this or how do you do that? And they'll give you you get to chat with people, and then it's just really a good experience. It's a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun.
And the website is 4mmw.com, 4mmw.com, and you can sign up for that event.
Yeah, and we usually go to somewhere usually pretty nice, so the food is always really good there.
Nice dinner.
Yeah, it's always a nice dinner.
And then, of course, we have the Lev 27 event. Did we talk about that this show? I didn't remember.
No, we did not.
Okay, so Lev 27 is a charity that we have. You've probably heard it during a commercial. It's a charity that we help people if they have a situation where they're not able to pay their rent. We're going to step in. We're going to help them pay their rent, maybe legal fees if they're being evicted for up to about 2 months, as long as they can show that they can continue to pay their rent afterwards. Maybe something happened, maybe they got sick, maybe wife got sick, maybe they lost a job temporarily, and we could cover their bills for about 2 months. And that event is actually going to be at the Newtown Brewery on June 11th. So that's June 11th, and it's a free ticket. We're gonna serve you food. We're gonna serve you beer. It's at the Newtown Brewery. It's a microbrewery.
I love the decor they have in there. It's all
really
wood.
Nice.
It's really nice in there.
Yeah.
It's really all wood inlays and stuff.
Yeah, they give us
really
the private
pretty.
room in the back.
Yeah, it's really nice in there. Really nice setup.
It's a lot of fun, and you can make a donation if you want to. When you go to lev27.org, you click the button that says events or our next event or something like that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you'll see it. You click the button, it'll take you to our Eventbrite page, and you can see the tickets are free, but then there's also a spot to make a donation if you want to. You don't have to make a donation if you don't want to. We'd love to see you. It's a lot of fun. It's a great event. We do it every year. I'm sorry, we do it.
Well, this will be
2 or 3 times a year now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 2 or 3.
And we have other events too.
Yeah, we're going to do another one too. I think in October we're setting something up for October. But yeah.
So that's a great event if you want to come to that.
Yeah, we're going to have it catered, so it'll be really good food.
And Debbie's not in charge of catering.
I'm not in charge of catering. I'm very excited.
She's very happy. She pawned it off on one of the students who volunteered.
I didn't pawn it off. She offered, and I said, "I'm taking you up on your offer." And
she said, "How can I help?" And you said, "You could do all the things I don't want to do."
Well, she said she loves running events, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is perfect because I hate doing it." Maybe. But she was asking me questions that it never thought of me to ask, and I'm like,
definitely.
I'm like, this is perfect for you. I'm like, take care of it.
Maybe we should have her on the board. We'll talk to her about it.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm super excited that she's taking care of it, and I don't have to deal with it at all. I'm so excited. But yeah, we're gonna have raffles. We're gonna have 50/50s. We're gonna have I think dinner with you. We'll raffle off some dinners with you.
You're raffling off a dinner with me at Capitol Grill.
Yeah.
For you and a special somebody.
Yeah.
And Kimmy just said it was a lot of fun last time, and it'll be a lot of fun again.
And we'll have a lot of we've been talking to a bunch of different companies in the area so that we can have baskets and things that you will raffle off some of the baskets and things. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
So it's Lev27, lev27.org if you want to sign up for that. And of course the other one is 4mmw.com, the number 4mmw.com. All right.
And the code for Money Hacks is WPHT. Just so,
you get a
just
free
make
ticket
sure.
for Money Hacks is WPHT. If you want to put you get a free ticket.
But the only thing is that we ask is that don't do it unless you can actually come.
Don't get a ticket because we
Larry,
we have a limit.
Did you want to mention the thing about? I know somebody was having a problem with make sure you don't have the VIP dinner.
I mentioned that before. So so if you go to the 4mmw.com, the VIP dinner is already clicked on. You have to unclick it, so that way you won't have to. You don't have to pay for the VIP dinner if you don't want to, but I'm telling you right now, the VIP dinner, you definitely want to pay for the VIP dinner. It's going to be great.
It's always a lot of fun. And
the VIP dinner, to me, is the best part of the whole thing. But again, you're going to learn a lot if you don't do the VIP dinner. But thank you, Glenn. I appreciate you. All right, what else we got, Dad? That was good. We talked about a lot of things we always forget to talk about.
I don't know.
You know what? Let me give the Money Hacks book one more time.
Okay.
So if you guys want to get a free copy of Money Hacks, type the phone number is 26786, 26786, and you type in the word hacks, you hit send, and you'll get a digital copy of my book right now. So 26786, and the word is hacks. All right. Wow, we did a lot of advertising in that last 10 minutes.
We did, actually. We did.
I'm actually very happy that we actually, for once, advertised our show. We've been doing the show for 8 years, and we never really advertised ourselves.
Yeah, so you could always talk about some of the sponsorship things if you're interested, or no?
What?
Some of the sponsorship stuff, or no?
No.
No.
I mean, actually, we always say if you want to sponsor the show, let us know. We're always looking for sponsors. Actually, we're gonna be fully rolling out our sponsorship program, so you can have your commercial read by me if you'd like. So if you have a business, you can have your commercial read by me. We actually have somebody very interested who was a student who's now a student and heard us on the radio, and I was talking to him yesterday about it.
Oh, great!
Very interested in becoming a sponsor. He owns a telephone company.
Oh, okay, great.
So it's a really cool company. Matter of fact, I need to talk to him about our telephones.
Okay.
Because, I'd rather give the money to a student than give it to whoever I'm giving it to.
That's actually one of the benefits of becoming a student at the school is that you get this network of people, like of contractors who do all kinds of things. So I'm always going to reach out to Blake first because we know him and we're comfortable with him.
Yeah, he's going to be a student eventually.
Yeah.
He's so funny. He's just Blake is a very combination stubborn and ADD person.
Yeah. But I mean, even if it's not him, we have an electrician in the school. I always call him. He's been to my house. He's been to some of my properties and helped me out with stuff. Or we have a student who does concrete. If I need concrete work, he's the first person I'm going to call. Or we have an HVAC guy. I'm going to call him if I need an HVAC. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of the benefits of becoming a student at the school is that you have this network of people that you know and you trust, and then they'll refer work to you, and then you refer work to them, and it's a good partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have the HVAC guy. We got a great HVAC. We got an HVAC guy who actually retired.
Yeah.
He's no longer an HVAC guy, but for us, he'll do the work.
Yeah.
Which to me is fantastic because I get, I know he's not busy. I know he's going to go take care of it, and he's decently priced. Matter of fact, when the first job he ever did for me was the school itself. Right. We had the air conditioner in investor schooling went bad, and I had him come in and he did the whole thing. I had to put a crane. I put the air conditioner on the roof.
Did you really?
Remember this? Yeah. I remember this. We had to get a crane. We had to get permission from the township. We had to get permission from the board of directors of the condo association. Yeah. That was easy because I'm on the board of directors. Yeah. But it was one of those things. So it was a lot of work to do it, and
it worked so well. It was freezing.
So cold. Yeah,
I know it worked so well. It's so cold
and
now.
It used to be so hot in that room.
Yeah, it used to be
we
crazy
used to have
hot.
Fans and we used to have all the doors open with the air conditioner on.
Yeah.
But now it's we close out that room. It's it's cold.
Yeah. Now we go outside just to warm up because it gets so cold. So
yeah, exactly.
It's pretty funny.
All right, so let's talk about investor schooling some more. So investor schooling. What do we teach in investor schooling, Deb?
Anything about money. People always ask me. So we always say stock options and real estate, but we teach anything to do with money. So it's all about financial literacy. So if you're, we'll talk about, velocity banking or infinite banking, or we'll talk about the stock market and how the stock market works and how you can make money on the stock market in different ways. Or we'll talk about the different ways that you can do real estate. So Larry's always talking about buy and hold, but I'm a sucker for, tax deeds because I'm really familiar with that. Or there's always other ways that you could do it. Like I was talking about that Delaware property that I'm going to do a whole different model. Or there's also wholesaling. Some people really do wholesaling, or some people are fixing and flipping. So there's lots of different ways that you can make money in real estate. And you can even get involved in real estate without doing anything to do with a house. Like if you want to be a private lender, you can make a lot of money becoming a private lender. So there's lots of different ways we teach you about financial literacy. Like that's really what it is. It's not just one thing. And that's what's nice about the school is you don't get just one thing. Like a lot of the programs you spend, X amount of money and they only teach you one thing. Here you get everything, so whatever, if you're, and it's funny because people come in because like, I just want to learn real estate and they end up doing stuff like covered calls or they end up doing, stock option trades, or they come in only
a private
with,
lender,
or they become a private
that's
lender.
A great one.
Yeah.
People become private lenders. Are like, wow, and they make some really great returns.
Yeah.
You know what Kimmy just reminded me of?
What's that?
The Piece of the Good Life webinar.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So here's something else. If you guys want to do something else on Saturdays before the show at 11:30, I do a webinar for about a half an hour, just for a few select people, and you're welcome to be on it. If you go to yourpieceofthegoodlife.com, yourpieceofthegoodlife.com, you can be on this webinar. And you know what's neat about this? It's just free. It's just, we talk about motivation. Like this morning, we talked about motivation. We talked about burning desire this morning. Okay. So it's a very motivational thing. So, I have another thing that I do in the morning, and then I do the show. And in between those two things, I decided to do a webinar because I'm sitting in the office anyway. So I decided to do this webinar, and it's a great webinar. So if you want to be on it, it's yourpieceofthegoodlife.com. And that's open for anybody. There's no cost, there's no nothing. You just have to sign up for it so that you get reminders to be there. So yourpieceofthegoodlife.com.
Yeah.
And that's a really great thing too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's going to happen in the stock market this week. I want to talk about the Trump tariffs.
Trump
tariffs.
I'm kind of bummed out because I'm going to be away when I have to sell my covered calls on Monday, and I'm not going to have you next to me. So
you're going to know how to do it.
I know how to do it, but
it's so easy.
I know, and I know how to do it, and it's just. But I feel better when you're next to me to make sure I don't make a mistake. But I'm going to have to do it on my own Monday, so I'm a little,
This market is a covered call market.
Yeah,
it's a great market. You buy Ford, CCL, AAL, Intel.
Well, CCL I don't think is great.
What?
CCL I haven't.
CCL's fine. You're selling the cover calls on it. You're fine.
No, okay.
I know you paid a lot of money for it, but it doesn't matter. You just keep going with it.
Yeah. So the one mistake I made, and I realize that now, is that I should have been pulling out money at the end of the month every time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, and I was thinking I could use it just to kind of hold it there, and that didn't really work out the way I planned. So now I have it set up to come out of my account at the end of the month. So
cover calls is income.
Yeah.
And you need to treat it as income.
Yeah, so that was my mistake.
So I put it. I actually did this for a test in the class. I put $50,000 into an account, and I said, "Look, let me show you how much money you could pull out income off of $50,000. Just income, right?" So the first month I pulled out, I think it was $4,800. The next month was $3,800. Next month was $42 and $56. So these are great numbers.
Yeah.
And I still have the $50,000. That's what you don't understand. I still have the $50,000. It's like if I took $50,000 and put it into anything, it could have been real estate, it could have been a savings account, it could be anything, but it's giving me this kind of return.
Yeah.
And I teach that. As a matter of fact, we're teaching covered calls. We're teaching calls is what I really should say. We're teaching calls, and we're teaching stock options, and we're going to learn. And part of learning stock options is you're going to learn how to do covered calls. And covered calls is a great way to make money, especially right now because the market is moving kind of weird. It's not going to move like it did 2 weeks ago, up and down 1,000 points a day or 2,000 points a day.
I think the thing I like the most about the covered calls is that it's just
it's safe.
It's safe and it's quick and easy. Like I don't mind the stock options, but I have to pay more attention, and I'm always busy doing something, so I don't. And I know that the alarms go off, but I'm not. I like the covered calls because I set it.
It's boring.
It's like set it and forget it, and I love that. I love that.
You sell the call at the beginning of the month, and you take the money at the end of the month, and you sell the call at the beginning of the month, and you take the money at the end of the month.
I love that.
It's so simple. And you don't even have to look at the stock market. It doesn't matter. The stock market goes up 2,000 points, goes down 2,000 points. It doesn't affect you.
I know. I love that.
Because the absolute worst thing happens is you make less money. You still made money, but you make less money than you could have made. Big deal.
So
nobody went broke taking a profit.
And what's interesting because when Paul was with us, like covered call Paul, when you were, and I know when I first started here, I really had a hard time grasping how covered calls work, and it finally clicked. And I think it clicked when you were doing the covered call challenge, and I'm like, oh, it just finally clicked. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
right,
that was fun. So it's cool. So it's
exactly. Great. And the best thing to do is take the income, because if you leave the income in, you have a tendency to buy more stock options.
Yeah, so I learned my lesson.
Right.
That's what I shouldn't have done, because I wanted to, like you said, use it as an income to pay a couple things off, and I didn't do that, and it was a mistake. So
And
now
I would have two accounts. I would have a regular stock option account that you're going to do regular calls and puts, and another account that's income. So like if you put the 50,000 like I did, you put the 50,000 in, and every month you draw an income off it.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to prove to the class that I could draw an income off of $50,000 somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 a month forever.
Yeah.
And I mean forever. Right? As long as the stocks don't die. Now, if you buy more than one stock, I mean, a company like Ford's not going out of business.
Yeah.
The stock may go down, but the company's not going out of business. AAL is not going out of business. Rivian is one of the ones that are a little risky. They could go out of business. But even if Rivian goes out of business, that's only 1/3 of my account. So 50,000 becomes, I don't know, 35,000. Is that right? It becomes 35,000, and I'm still drawing money off the 35,000, and maybe it's not 3,000 to 5,000, maybe it's 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah.
But I could draw it forever.
So I've been using it. I've been drawing it, and I've actually been paying my HELOC with it.
Yeah.
So every month I have it go into. So I have two, like it's the one account, and I have it go to two different places. One's my personal account, and one's goes right to my HELOC. So I don't have to worry about coming up with the money for my HELOC every month. It just goes right and pays off my HELOC. So that's nice.
Right. So if I'm making between 7 and 9% a month on the account, right? By the way, I don't know. Do I have to put a disclaimer here that no guarantees?
Oh yeah, I guess so. But
whatever. I don't even look. I'm teaching you it. You do what you want.
Yeah.
So it's not really like I'm guaranteeing you this. I can't. It's you. I'm going to teach you how to do it, and you go do it.
Right.
And if you do it right, these are the numbers you can get, right? And if you do it wrong, then you're not going to get these numbers. And can things happen? Yes. Okay. I guess the only way to say it, right? But if you put this money in and you start drawing off it, it's great. Imagine, and I got to be really careful with this one, but imagine, like we talked about me having $1.2 million worth of available credit cards. So I take one of those credit card checks, like 0% interest, and I'd withdraw $50,000, and I put that into my stock account, and I buy the $50,000 worth of stock, and then I sell the covered calls. I'm paying the credit card company, let's say 3% a month, right? Because of a 36% interest, I'm paying them 3% a month, right? But what am I getting? I'm getting 8 to 9% a month. That's a great arbitrage.
Yeah.
I don't highly recommend to do that, to borrow money to put in the stock market, but you can. It will work.
Yeah.
So these are things we're teaching. If you want to go to Investor Schooling and learn how to do this, go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and you will learn how to do it.
I want to actually do it like once I get I'm waiting for my first 6-figure deal from the land, and I'd like to do that.
Yeah, throw some money in there, sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
throw some money in there and do that.
Absolutely. It's such a great idea.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
And it's funny how, like, then they got these people with the absolute worst investment on the planet called a annuity.
Yeah.
Don't ever put your money in an annuity. You're throwing your money away. I mean, I could show you so many ways to make more money than an annuity by far by doing nothing and having zero risk or close to zero risk, right? Yeah. If an annuity on a risk scale is 1, I'll show you stuff that's on a risk of 1 to 10. An annuity is a 1. I'll show you stuff that's a 2, and you won't even be bothered. All right. Anyway, that's it for this week. I want to thank all the listeners for listening. I want to thank you all for being online too, as well. Of course, I want to thank Dr. Deb for actually showing up today. And I want to, we're going to have to find out what happened to Omri's deportation and what's going on with that. I want to thank the sweet Glenn Page for being here. Glenn, we have lunch this week. I'm looking forward to that. And what else? Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and you can take a complimentary class this Thursday.
This program is paid for by Investor School.
All right, you are clear. Give me 1 second.
Do this one. Do the second one for tomorrow.
Second hour?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second, Allison. I'll tell you something. Just give me